I think I will gonna try back. All right, you're welcome in Black Hot Fire Network, African Maria from Kampala, Uganda, with my colleague, and it's of course, oh, when is that? Hmm? Lockset, Thursday. It's a Thursday, 21st of December. It's 8 a.m. here in Kampala. The weather is good. It's a bit rainy, but also it is sunny and cold at the same time. So the sun is out, but still there is a cold. So yeah, I'm enjoying both the vitamin D right here, and of course, oh, uh, the cold breeze of Africa. Well, for those who are watching us, thank you for, of course, joining us here on both our channels, Black Wi-Fi Network live on YouTube, Black Wi-Fi Network Radio on TikTok, where it is, uh, and also on um, sorry, anyway, um, yesterday, on the last segment of our uh, of on the last segment of our yesterday's broadcast, um, we promised you to come with a discussion about the solutions that we feel Africans should take in order to combat the discrimination, the racism, inferior, um, the inferiority complexion that most of us receive all over the world. But before that, for those who missed yesterday, we took you through the facts. By the way, these are not just mere says or gossip stuff. They are the facts. We explained to you yesterday that racism is not only experienced in the Africans in diaspora, but also here in Africa. And on yesterday's episode, of course, we explored how racism is exercised in different countries in Africa. Um, we also reminded you that there is still slavery that is going on until of today. Some other Africans are still working as slaves to the whites in countries where we have, of course, the white Moors and the black Moors. The black Moors are still slaves. We also explored the situation in Ethiopia where the native Ethiopians are still called the descendants of the slaves and they are looked at as inferiors. We still drove you to Namibia. We also took you to Rwanda, and probably we have always been talking about the situation in Rwanda, how Rwanda is not benefiting, Rwanda's development is not benefiting all the Rwandese. And then we reminded you that we have two ethnic groups in Rwanda, the Tutsis and the Hutus, but the majority of the people in Rwanda are not benefiting, and this has was a set a structure that was built throughout the days of the German rule and also the British existence in, of course, Rwanda. Now you can see that Africa is experiencing a tremendous hit of racism, except that probably the world doesn't think that this is true, or they don't look at it as probably racism, but it is. So on that segment, as we explored all these as we explored the circumstances that shocked apparently some of the people, and Jibjab was like, I didn't really know that that still existed in Africa. Well, it did. And today we have come up with what I feel like are the solutions, because apparently we have been talking about those things, but what should we do to overcome or to succumb these situations for both the Africans in Africa and those in diaspora? First of all, I'll have to explain this a little. Um, we have always talked about the structure, the system, the structure that has been designed to keep the black people bondage, to keep the black people, the structures that have been designed to keep black people, uh, in this entire system. Well, first of all, until we identify why Africans are a target. And usually, this is why we have different topics here on Black Hot Fire Network. At times, probably someone may think it's just a child's play, but these are vital and very important things that we should take so serious. There are structures that have been designed to keep the black people in the dark, to the point that most Africans don't really understand what is going on in the world, more especially when it comes to the black people as a whole. Now, we have seen the structures straight up from education, family, social lives, and economical life of the black people all over the world. We have been embracing all these systems, and at the end of the day, we blame the systems that we are not, you know, that it is not working for us, but we forget that we are embracing the systems that have never supported have never supported our growth as the black people, the systems that have never supported our intellectual intelligence growth, the systems that have never supported our economical growth, the systems that have never supported our family, the systems that have never supported every aspect that defines the black people. Now, for some time, like we always say, we have, the structures like religion, education, politics, and everything that was designed, that apparently most of the big population of people who worship these structures are still the black people. We usually have segments here like talking about spirituality. Last time we talked about that with INNOSSETU. Unfortunately, I guess some of our brothers and sisters in diaspora were sleeping at that time because we did it first thing in the morning. But it was very, I personally I know it was a very interesting topic, except that maybe a lot of people missed it. Did not view it since it was very early in the morning. Some of the brothers in diaspora were asleep then, and maybe they didn't have time to rewatch it. But until we wake up and realize that we as the black people, we are defined differently. We are defined differently. We need to go back to our roots. That's one thing. Embrace your signature. When I say embrace your signature, that is something that describes you. That is something that identifies you as an African. It is something that differentiates you from the rest of the world. We are not beings who should be compared. We are not beings who should imitate. From history, we take lead in everything. But apparently, the current, the present black people in the world are people who just follow. They're allowing other people to lead them. You follow the crowd. You do not understand the fact that you're different from the crowd you're following. You don't understand the powers you hold as a black person. You follow the system. Well, they say go and line up for McDonald's, you're making a line. They decide to bring GMOs, you're making a line. They say we are going to separate African family system, black people's family system. You line up for that. They say we are training this on social media. Black people line up and they even overdo. We are known for that. And that's why some people keep on saying that when black people does shit, they do it better. You just following crowd and they know you do it better. You exaggerate with it that you do it better. So apparently this is a system that most of us are following. First of all, identify that you are a different signature. You are not the crowd as a black person. You are not the rest of the world. You are different. Everything that makes, people always say we are one. No, we are not. Well, we are one maybe, but we are not. Because everything that identifies the rest can never identify the black people. That's why apparently everything is failing because everything about us is so very different. When you look at the education system, we are not only going to look at the education system in Africa, but the education system all over the world. That has not favored us for some good time. First of all, the Africa's way of education system was of molding, much about molding somebody, developing somebody's talent, filtering somebody's intelligence, and of course, the most important thing that was inevitable is the legacy. Every person was taught to protect that legacy. Did you Do you guys know that once you attend this introduced education system, if you look deep into this education system that most of us attain nowadays, it is all about to protect the legacy of the white people. It sounds so light, but that's the mere truth. This education system that most of us attend is only to protect the legacy of the white people, not the black people. Now, if we reverse, if we made, all right, you're gonna say, I'm not, there is no way I'm gonna do that stuff because at the end of the day, my child needs to get a job. They need to go to the hospital because, yes, I agree, this is a competing world. It is a world where you're supposed to compete. It's a world of technology. It's a world of development where you ought to compete in order for you to make ends meet. And I'm not like trying to say black people should neglect trade with caution. That's something I'm gonna say. Trade with caution as black people. Understand that even if my child wakes up now and goes to school and attends the college, high school, college, whatever it is, you as a parent teach your child the truth about being black. Take the steps back. Let the child be competitive in today's world, but also have the intelligence or the knowledge of who they are, of who you are, what your legacy is, what they stand to benefit as black people, their significant role within the black community, what makes them strong, and the true history of their forefathers. And I can tell you, no matter how they go to school, this other school that was structured for us, I believe that wisdom will serve a great importance. What use is it for you, of course, to say, I'm taking my child to study medicine? Yes, we know at the end of the day he's going to be a doctor, probably a surgeon, or a specialist in medicine, but doesn't know what it means to stand in that field of work and protect the black people, and protect the black people probably who have been targeted for organ harvesting, and protect black people who are being killed with the med drugs and everything. At the end of the day, if you don't train your black child and you let this system train the black child, these are the people who are still going to be used to eliminate the black people. And this has happened for a very long time. I read an article of a black woman she was telling the world how she was very disappointed. She grew up in a country where racism was high. So the only people she felt that she could trust were black people. So she goes ahead and meets this black doctor. With everything, she was so solidly strong and trusted because they share the same skin color. She knew, even if I'm in the middle of all these white people, I know this black man is going to protect me. But that was never the case. Why do we see such kind of scenarios? These children are children who are not homeschooled. They were not taught. They do not have the vigor. They do not have the spirit because they were not told the truth about themselves. At times, black people are pushed to the walls to end up committing atrocities against their own because there is little love for themselves, little love towards their own people. And these kind of scenarios can only be blocked if black people are told from childhood, if black people are told what it means to be black, why it is important for you to, of course, protect each other, why it is important. Because first of all, people should know that we are at war with apparently everybody. Loving us is the only thing that can keep us going and protected. Protecting each other's back is the only thing that can secure us, the only thing that can protect us for what is coming. Innocent, yogera kwolekerawo somagi. Yogera. Yogera. Nange njagala kwebaka era oluva wano. Ngenda kwebaka.
ate kwebaka biki tetugenda kwambuka
Kati bwe twambuka nga tutandikirawo okukola.
nga weebaka
Tugenda kwoza bintu byange biro byonna bikyamu.
ogenda byola example
Ngenda kwebaka kunze okukkiriza.
ate eri byakwebaka
Aya, Innocent, say something. Say something. Say something, I'm giving up.
issues about how we can overcome racism in Africa. What we should know that when we look at all those countries that we talked about, all those African countries we talked about yesterday, these African countries, first of all, there is a way the word racism in African countries is beautified is sugar coated with tribalism, but this is a serious thing, and this is genocide. Genocide is going on. We know people are killed in Congo every day. We
mm,
know recently we had a war in Ethiopia between the Tigray and the Ahamara.
mm,
The war was going on in Egypt recently. That is racism. Um, what we should do, we Africans, because all these kind of racism, these are fruits of colonialism in African countries. Africans were never and never racists. Hmm?
mm,
We see today in modern day life, in this modern era, we see that uh, people try even to discriminate people who have not breached. I know in South Africa, I was told by a friend in South Africa, it is very hard for you to get a media job when you have not breached very well.
yeah, you
When you
have to
don't,
be light skinned.
yeah, when you don't look like a Muzungu. So, like you said, this in order to overcome this racism in African countries, first of all, we have to do away with first of all the education system. We need to embrace governments in African countries need to implement to make amendments in education sector. Kitegeera?
Mm,
Let the governments in African countries try to look at the true history of Africa
mm,
rather than the history that was created by the English people, by the Bazungus in African countries,
mm,
because these are the people that have caused a lot of confusion in African history. Secondly, yes, we know very well that we have after slavery in African countries, uh, these people they ended up giving out like they were impregnating, they were carrying out intermarriages in countries. We know they are seeds, but that doesn't mean that we should discriminate ourselves as Africans. It
mm,
doesn't clarify.
mm,
Okitegeera?
mm,
It doesn't clarify that we should do discrimination. When we look at, of course, countries like South Africa, um, let's look into those harshful implications, negative implications of racism. When you look at the police brutality in South Africa, since colonialism, even up to now, to the black people, these infamous incidents such as shootings which resulted in two deaths of school children during Soweto uprising in 1976 and brutal police assaults that led to death of Steve Biko due to brain injuries, we see that um, racism is a wide and a wider thing, which uh, I think it can racism esobola n'okuleeta azina abantu okutandika okuttingana in fact nga ne kye bakola tebakitegeera, if I may say, because it doesn't add up to kill school children. You see, this was during colonialism in South Africa, during apartheid rule, when
mm,
they killed students, school students. This has not ended in South Africa.
mm,
Okitegeera? This
mm,
has not. It still happens in African countries in form of tribalism and genocide. A lot of people are killed in Congo. Besides the resources we talk about, people
mm,
are killed in Burundi for the same case. In
mm.
Uganda here, it still applies. What do we need to do? We need to remove that mind kind of control the Western world is bringing to Africa.
Mm.
The Western world is bringing to Africa. Um, we know that the Western world will use media to preach how certain cultures, how certain people are more important in the society compared to others. And these are the things that ignite what we call racism in African countries.
So
Because some tribes are supported by the oppressors, by the colonial masters. Okitegeera? So whenever we have those disparities, whenever we have those inequalities, it raises a lot of injustices among people. Okitegeera? So we know that since apartheid regime was dismantled in 1994, security forces in South Africa have been predominantly black. As a result, any violence attributed to them, like the 2012 massacre in Marikana or variant of death occurring in Xhosa in June 2020, reportedly at the hands of soldiers, might not be considered as consequences of institutional racism, but rather a result of uh, inadequate training. But assuming police brutality, white supremacy, and institutional racism would devote results of collective only.
Right. So some we have seen there are videos I've been watching for some time. I might have watched them some time back. I don't know if the other people watching us have been able to come across these videos where a lot of black people in America were advocating for other blacks not to join the army, police, stuff like that, because they are used to attack and their fellow black people. First of all, they know you have grown up in the hood, you know how people behave. Uh, so some other people felt like this is the tactic. They use your same color, your same face, people to attack you to the point that a lot of blacks have not been trusting police no matter the race, whether they are black people or not. I guess
Because
this
some
I
blacks work on behalf of the
yeah,
oppressors.
I guess this is like what you were trying to explore, that most of the police officers in South Africa or the law enforcers are blacks. They have given the South African people, that is the job that is known for the black people in South Africa. And remember, as you are working, you are enforcing on the behalf of those commanders. The same thing with the South African president. It is the Bazungus in South Africa, the white people in South Africa, who decide who is to be a South African president at the time. And that's why whichever president comes in power doesn't talk about the discrimination that is still actually happening in South Africa. So I guess I was trying to compliment on what you were like trying to explain. So they give people um, that kind of job so that next time if we have instances, people shouldn't start pointing that, yeah, this one is of course a racial discrimination case. It is a racial issue, yet the shootings or the killings have been done by your fellow black people. So they try to bring that in the picture. So the black children, that story you're talking about, that as a school was attacked, black children were killed, were shot dead, and they said that children were violent. So those few, not many of them died, but those who died, the police later said they were trying to protect the outside world and also protect themselves. So they did it out of defense. And there is no way South Africans would start claiming that this was a racial discrimination, this was caused by racism. But my biggest question was, we always have what they call rubber bullets and other stuff that even if you are shot, you may not end up dying. And why were these people given real bullets? To the point that at that scenario, there is a certain black police officer who was like, we thought we had rubber bullets. We did not know that the bullets in the chamber were real bullets. We were shooting, and at the end of the day, we also got to realize that there was somebody who was instigating these children's action, and unfortunately, it was even a Mzungu. So you can see the matrix that is going on. So, like I was saying, so it is okay for Black people to work because it is important that we work. All right. At the end of the day, we have to make ends meet. At the end of the day, we have to compete with the rest of the world. At the end of the day, we have to outstand this. At the end of the day, we have to have control over the economy. But we can only do this, of course, if we work, if we study how the economy runs and how things are done. So, but as we are doing this, we should have at the back of our mind that it is important to know that you're a Black person no matter what you're doing, because the world has not forgotten that you are. Whoever sees you does has not forgotten that you are. It is us usually who get immersed in this whole colonialist masters bullshit that we forget who we are. And the funniest thing is that people have not forgotten. Each time they see you, they know Maria, she a Black woman, she an African. Each time you remind them of exactly what they think you are. And it is us who usually forget. So it is important that we understand that truth. That's why I say the homeschooling is very important. Take your child to school, it's okay. Because at the end of the day, homeschool is not going to give you certificates for your child to be able to compete. But that child will attain that. And they knew this was very important. That's why breaking the Black people's family system was also a vital goal for them. Um, Family system is in Africa. First of all, family um, was an institution, a training institution that molded African people from childhood. It taught them discipline, accountability, respect, all right, and of course, truth and legacy. You understand? So, family, actually, the African family was structured to teach children uh, the basics of life. And if you look at the significance of family, and unfortunately, we as African people do not really know. We think family is all about you waking up, probably doing whatever some people do, but it was the first institution that imparts the greater knowledge that even schools can never impart, that even this education system can never impart. From, of course, family, children are taught discipline. Discipline in every sphere. Discipline is different from people usually mistake discipline with respect and stuff. But I feel like discipline comes from different spheres. You may have discipline on how to carry yourself, discipline the moment on how you run things. So in African family structure, discipline was something that was taught from home. Schools don't teach these things. Accountability, accountability, that's one. That is the second one. Sorry. Respect. That was the third one that people always told. Being truthful. Someone should know that being truthful to yourself and also to your people or the black people was very important. That's why in Africa, being a child did not only stop in your home, you were a child to everybody. You respected everybody around you because you knew your role, the role you played as a child in that given society. So it was very important. These are the vital things that people look at as small. These are things that people neglect. Apparently, you feel like, yeah, my child is going to school anyway. How many parents out there have even had time to sit their children down and discuss about the real things the children need to know? Because apparently, we've had people who have graduated and they don't even have jobs. Well, apparently, we've had people who have graduated in certain fields, but they're still not doing those things. But there are things that are inevitable, the things that you will do whether you are educated or not, the things that you will do whether you have been to school or not, the things you will do whether you have gotten a job or not. Now, those are the things that identify, that defines us, that differentiates us from the rest of the world. And I think that's why I said that in this entire education system that we are embracing so much today, that most of the black people are so proud of, is the education system that was designed to fail us. Let's look at the education system in Africa now. I'm gonna use that as an example because I know this education system better. There are things actually we study here that do not apply. There are things people study that actually do not apply. And I think with the whole entire African system, it is too much of theory. You read and read and read and read and read and read. You graduate in every part, but you've not done practical things. All you do is to read, but you cannot practically do. And this is the system that was introduced. So apparently, they make you think you understand. There is nothing as rich as practice. There is no way you will start convincing me I can do shit. I can do shit with your mouth. Anybody can read a novel and then tell a story afterwards. And you can read a story and then explain to you the story. But there is a difference between someone experiencing that very story and you narrating the same story. These things, these two people are very different. So, if you look at this education system, and actually at times I feel like this is why a lot of people are floating. I see on social media. No, I saw. I think could be like 2 to 3 years ago, where a South African graduate was using his certificate to sweep, to collect the rubbish from the house, because he meant like, I'm educated, but this has no value to me anymore. I'm not benefiting from this because, first of all, if you look at the criteria at which people are getting employed here in Africa, I don't know in Europe, but I expect to see, probably, unless it is a church staff, I expect to see an age being a factor of employment. That is not the case. Actually, there is a certain age in Africa which is supposed to be in vacation right now, but they are still in offices. They are running offices. Young children are out there running offices. They have like 4 sets of grandchildren, but they are still in office. Yet they are supposed to be in vacation out there. Now, that is the system that was introduced. Two, we have young people, like I said, who have all the documentation, but they don't know the hands-on work. Because even when you go to rural areas, you are teaching children, you will have a child will say, well, We are studying computer. And then you study computer, yeah, what is you ask them what is a computer? They will explain to you. What are softwares? They will explain to you. What are the components of a computer? They will explain to you. They don't know visually what these things are. Literally, they only know how to explain these things. Then we'll ask them what are the importance of some softwares? They will tell you. Cram, that is Africa. Someone will narrate to you the entire thing about the computer. They'll tell you all the components that are found in the motherboard. They'll tell you everything, the central processor unit. They'll tell you all this all the equipments that make up a computer, a full computer, their purpose, why they're built, who built them, in which year they were made, who made those computers. Africans know that. So even a child in a rural area knows that. But when you bring a keyboard and you say, all right, so you are telling me about a computer, what is this? I'm like, I don't know what that is really. I don't know what that is. And so you've been talking about a computer. How don't you know what this is? Then you bring another. What is this? It's a mouse. What is that? I don't know what it is. Do you know a mouse? Yeah, a mouse is it helps you to click and does, stuff bullshit. And then you ask, what I'm talking about is a mouse. So you didn't know this is the African education system, apparently. So they will talk, they will know everything they will say is right, but they've not had that hands-on education. They don't even know what it means. Recently, I have my brother who is a surgeon. He said, um, it's a shame, but yeah, let me say that later. He told me something. He said, uh, they usually have doctors who come from in some of the best universities here to do practice. And he said that at times they know a lot. They know everything that is actually supposed to be done in the theater. They know all the drugs, the measurement of the drugs and everything, but they don't know the hands-on things. At times, you'll be like, don't do that. Try to change the other. These are people who passed with good grades. They have the intelligence. They know how to do things, but they have never practically had the chance to do that. Now, this kind of system that you are introducing to Africa, the Africans that you have don't have the resources to do that. And this is why, by the way, a lot of people are floating in the market. We are supposed to be having internship, by the way. Me and INNOSSETU, we are supposed to do our internship apparently January till sometime. So we had started, we were trying to look at the internship spaces. So of course we took our internship letters to one of a television here. It's called NBS. It's a good television in Uganda. It's so permanent. So yeah, you go to that television. Trust me, you're gonna be a celebrity. That's one thing I know for sure. And then I had the connections because I have people over there. But after they accepted our internship, we came back home, me and INNOSSETU, and we were like, right. So we are going apparently to, if I told these people give us that space of working at that television, or of us, of course, doing our internship training over there, we are going to get that permanency. We are going to get that permanency. We shall be in the limelight. But the biggest question is, what are we going to achieve if we go there? That was the question we're asking ourselves. And then we had these other small areas that people were neglecting. Of course, you would go to those areas and get exactly the hands-on training that you need, but nobody's going to know you. And then we would get to understand, we would go down and do things practically. We'll get some good practical training. First of all, the places are not crowded. Um, and then we sat and said, are we looking for employment from other people, or are we looking to employ ourselves? because the two sets of people are different. Someone who is looking for future employment and someone who is looking for self-employment. These are two people who are targeting different things, and their purposes of probably training should be different. All right. So for us who are looking at employing ourselves, starting our own media agencies, creating our own investigative departments and other things, that place wasn't the right place for us to go to. Now, I'm giving you this story to drive you back to apparently what a lot of Africans are doing. We are focusing on us being employed by other people. That is still remains in the circle of course, control. We are looking at ourselves as employees of other people. We still want to be controlled. Now that is the system that we have embraced. That is the education system that most of us have embraced. So um as you try to attain, all right, who right there, you wake me up. Roberta. What were you doing? You had gone to pee. You woke me up. Just kidding. Salute Detective Drop and Innocent to drop its one thought here. All right, all right. Well, it is of course Masambo. It is 15 past 9 a.m. here. But the good thing we are all in AM. So yeah. Robert Williams, how are you? It has been long. It has been long. We hope you're doing good. What are you doing up this early? Have you woken up to eat? Mm-hmm.
So,
Musa,
zukuka okulya.
abantu bazukukanga ne balya naawe gegende South Africa olabe. South Africans eat it throughout the night.
Manyi bagundi bawalabu bwe bakolera.
Oyo aba South Africa n'omala ofumbira omusajja mu South Africa kale ozuukuka n'ogigoya emmere.
N'abawalabu.
Mpolako. Omu South Africa okeera n'ogisiika ennyama matumbi budde ate baagala ennyama balinga banakke. N'ogimujjulira n'alya ne muddayo. Agamba bito gaabwe tolowooza nti gabeerera. So we hope you have not woken up to eat. Anyway, so most of us have been trained to do that. You understand? We have been trained to be employed by other people. We have not been trained to employ ourselves. And this is the biggest issue that Africans are experiencing. Now, when we look at the entire African advocation nowadays, we see a lot of black people, they are advocating for African businesses owned businesses. I'm so grateful to, of course, various brothers. Most people I've seen involve themselves in forex exchange, the forex trade on or the online forex business. I'm seeing a lot of people dwelling in. Um, I've also seen a lot of people doing basically most of the things they are doing are online things. And I would say that it's always a pleasure to see Black people trying to, of course, innovate and start up their own business, which has not been the case throughout history. We have not been given that privilege, and we have not thought, like I said, most of us always focus on being employed by others. We do not focus on us employing ourselves, so like the story I just told you of recent between me and Innosetu. But it is very important that we train our children that it is not okay for you to think that you can depend on somebody, because the next time, if you depend on somebody, if your future depends on somebody else, at any time someone can wake up one time and say, I'm sucking everybody from job, and even if you sue the people, your job has ended. But if you own that job, that means you can change not only your life, but also the lives of a lot of Black people around you. And this is what we should look at. If we become so competitive, that is the only way to prove to the rest of the world that Black people got this, Black people can do this better. Because for a long time, I guess, we have been so marginalized to the point that even the young generation doesn't believe that we can do something great. And this should actually begin with us. Like I told you guys, for us, we are working on that already. And trust us, we are going to surprise you one day here on Black Hot Fire Network. I was not supposed to say that until the surprise comes, but yeah, we shall surprise you, basically. And we are looking at something great if all goes well. So it is very important. And if Black people are deciding to create these small businesses, at least they should employ their fellow Black people. First of all, I will give credit to Keith, because of course we work for Keith, I should say, though he says at times don't say that, but what in actual sense we do. And I know probably he has employed a lot of people in Kenya. I don't know much about the situations that are running in Kenya. I guess I should be knowing, but I don't know because that's me, I think. But yeah, he tells me sometimes he got a lot of workers, he got a lot of workers working in farm and stuff and stuff. So I'll give credit to him, because actually imagine how many people, picking one person from the streets and changing that person's life is tremendously important, and it's a great importance. And I also salute him, because probably you never know where me and Innocent will be right now. Probably we go to school, yeah, we do stuff. But yeah, so we are also given this platform here on Black Hole Network, where we are able to talk our minds and experience different touches from different people like Jude Jabalando, Robert Williams, General Mosquito, and Saint Warren, Ikan Fire, and everybody who's always here with us. So it means a lot. Actually, we have connected with each other, that each time you'll be like, where is Jib Jabba at? We have never seen each other, but that bond developed here on Black Hot Fire Network, that we feel we are family. Each time we don't see somebody, like, what's wrong with somebody? I don't see this person. Maybe at times I'm not this a very approaching person, but I do ask Keith most of the time. So about people, it's unlike me to go in people's inbox asking them that what's up, what's going on with you. I'm not, I don't know why, but I'm not that. So I ask Keith, and at times it's like, yeah, they're good and stuff like that. So that's it. There should there should always be a Black first agenda amongst Black people in concerns over employment. Exactly, Robert Williams. Exactly. And like I said, I've seen this. This is happening nowadays. People are beginning to start their small businesses, and they are employing Black people. And it's a kudos, honestly. And I'm grateful that we are beginning to experience such growth. Black people, we are starting to reset our minds to creating jobs. We are now becoming job creators than job seekers that we have been for a very long time. And if you look very well, by the way, most of these people who are employing have not been are not people who have gone in the depth of this white education system. Truthfully, they have not so much been in the in the depth of the white system, but these are people who have later come on and even employed people even who hold stronger papers than they do. But that is what I think Black people should be focusing on, just like Robert Williams says that we should always be Black first agenda amongst Black people in concern of employment. So we should focus on that. creating jobs rather than complaining about the unavailable positions for us, unavailable job positions. We should rather create employment and employ. It doesn't matter how many people you are employing, it doesn't matter how many people you are giving that opportunity. Let's start with one. And we promise that we shall see us change the entire world. Because one thing we ought to understand, when you've got money, money commands respect. This is something that is so, it is a pity that I'm using that me, Maria, saying money commands respect. It's a pity that I'm using that thing, but it's just the fact. I don't know whether it's fake respect or whatever, but it does. All right? It does. So, black people, we should understand that money is important. We ought to own money. We need money. We want it. We should have it. So, um, let's put our competition out there with our competitors. Let's challenge the world that even if you think we are sleeping, we can do this. And there is one thing I know that they know too, is that when we decide to do shit, we can do it better. That is one thing I know, because we have been doing this. I mean, why not these beneficial things? Now, another, apart from the employment, the job creation that black people need to combat racism in Africa and outside Africa, black people as a whole, we need to educate our children. We need to let our children understand their roles. All black people need to understand, because you cannot educate your child to understand the role when you yourself do not understand. Back of recent, I think black women have neglected the fact that we have been powerful. Black women don't know the power they hold, the power they held throughout history, and the power they hold as of now. And that's why most of us think that petty attention that we need to seek in the society, that at the end is just mimicking or making fun of that thing you are doing, is not important to you as the generation of recent. I've come to realize, when I talk about young girls twerking on social media, is very far. You may not understand some of the languages in Uganda, but I'll give you a slight story of a scenario. So a young mother has this daughter who is like 5 years old. I think the mother is like in her 28 something, and she creates this TikTok account for her child. And all the child can do is to sing erotic songs. When I talk about erotic songs, these are songs that have sexual, let me call it violence. I don't know how I'm going to say that. And yes, black women power has been replaced with coachy power. Now y'all pass. Exactly right. Bye. True. So this girl, the song was so mature that it is okay for a young girl to sing, because things are being sung on radio, children will listen, and of course they will sing. But it was very crazy for this little 5-year-old girl to be doing demonstrations that fall in the verb or the lyrics of this song. I was hurt, disappointed. People, not only me, but a lot of people were like, this is what happens when a father does not raise a daughter. This is what happens when a woman decides to raise her child alone. There is no father who will allow her daughter to do this. You must be a single mother without a man. Everybody apparently was crowding on the comment section because of the actions this little 5-year-old girl was doing in response to the song's lyrics. And the woman shamelessly, she came and also made another video, and she was apparently trying to blame you Africans are so naive, you are so stupid, children do shit, have you not seen black American young children doing shit? She's a Ugandan woman for that matter. It's my child, the child doesn't belong to you, I have the right to do what I want to do. And in the back of my mind, I was like, now, if they molest this little girl, then we shall see the mother crying. That's one. Because there are children, there are predators out there who fancy, who love feeding on little children. And you're creating that environment that even this child will not understand that this is a body touch. That child will grow up not knowing that somebody is not supposed to touch me here, touch me there, or talk to me this way, because you have apparently built this in the mind of this child. Now, this is how apparently some of the black women are raising their daughters. They do not know the significance. They think the importance of a black woman is all about attraction, sexual attraction. That is that is how we have been devalued, that we think, if you look at most of all the platforms who have a million followers of black women following, fasting is about sex. The styles, how you going to be doing shit, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. If we still go to the people apparently in Africa who are supposed to educate on African girls, if at all we rewind and say, all right, we have got some people who have decided to create platforms to teach young girls what they were supposed to be told. And the moment you click in those acts, there is nothing. Everything's going to be apparently about sexual satisfaction, how you must, not even how you must satisfy you, but how you must satisfy a man. And these are the things that actually gain attention, which shows apparently everybody is so desperate. Why even should you? But so desperate, so desperate to satisfy somebody else. They even don't teach you how you should be desperate to satisfy yourself, but rather satisfy somebody else's son, whatever. And now that the biggest population of the world knows how to do that, then I don't know what else what else people can do that is going to differentiate them from the rest of the crowd. But if at all we take this as the important thing, that means black women are looking at themselves as the objects that people call them. The next time a man is trying to call women this, they complain about that. We are not that, you're not sex objects, you're not stuff, but you're grading yourself to that level. You are lowering yourself to that level. Whether you are in what kind of life you are lowering yourself to the level of a whore, of somebody who is being paid to sexually satisfy someone. And this is how people are training children. Why is it important for our videos of black women twerking? Because yeah, you are adored with that big ass, and so you should be twerking all over. You should be twerking all over social media, and the challenge goes on and on. Why have we not seen challenges of intellectual black women all over social media platforms? And if at all we have an intellectual woman, it's either some people are bashing her, some people are doing a different thing, some people are insulting her, some people are disagreeing with what she's saying, or stuff like that. Why is it the videos of intellectual black women all over social medias do not trend? Because they do not want to show the world that we've got intellectual black women who are smart, actually, who are smart. We have not told, or we, as by the way, we know that throughout the course, I don't know whether it's our parents who had a misconception. I'm not going to say my mother is included. Sorry, when I talk about my mom, I lost my dad at a very young age. So I think I was 5 to 6 when my dad passed. So I grew up with my mom and apparently my brothers. My family, where I come from, I grew up with my brothers who loved to talk about Africa. No matter how remote Uganda was, I grew up knowing that as a black person, the best thing I can do is fight. Fight for what is mine. Fight for my black people. Fight because I think this is how my mind was programmed. My brothers made sure I saw videos of the apartheid policies in South Africa, how South Africans were killed. I saw videos of Malcolm X. I saw videos of people who struggled to free the black people. As I was a child, I grew up. I do not have I do not have the privilege to experience a lot of things. I think if I had grown up with the sisters, maybe I would be somebody different as we speak. Probably I would probably have known a lot. But growing up, there is a way a lot of men view things. So at times my mind was put in that situation that even the music I listened to, Tupac and stuff, those were the kind of music my brothers used to listen to. I don't know a lot of women who were trending at that time. So the rap music is the music that was played at home by my elder brothers. The things my brothers used to talk were politics. Unfortunately, my family is not a football family. A lot of Africans love football, so they did not talk about sports a lot. So I'm not too much into the soccer a lot. So why am I bringing this explanation? Apparently, a lot of people don't talk about what is going on. If you don't let children realize or understand how you're being sabotaged or how other African countries or black people outside Africa are facing challenges, then the children will not grow up understanding this. But when a child is told the truth, when a child is trained, when a child listens, watches, they grow up knowing that I'm supposed to fight. By the way, I grew up saying that I wanted to be a lawyer. Funny enough, my dad was a judge. I personally wanted to grab a lawyer. I always say that I have to fight. This is something I wanted to do. And my purpose of being a lawyer was I wanted to fight for the rights of the black people. As a child, I didn't know how how big it was. All I said, I want to fight for the rights of black people. If I'm a lawyer, white people, black people should be calling me in their courts. And I grew up like this, and until, except that I could not afford being a lawyer, it was very expensive. Maybe if I did, I would be something bad. I don't know. But why did I want to be that? Because I saw people struggling and nobody was willing to fight. And that molded me to the person I am now. And that molded me to be so unapologetic when it comes to issues that concern the black people all over the world. I'm so unapologetic when it comes to that aspect. I can give up a lot, but when it comes to that, I can fight to the end. Because these are the things I grew up seeing. This is what my brothers imparted in me. You understand? So it is very important that we get the children to understand these things. It is a different thing. They say we have an African proverb that says, when a tree grows tall, when it's bent, you can never straighten it up. If you do, you are definitely going to break that tree. It's better you shape that tree at a very early stage so that it grows up when it is straight. Yes, women have really been on the decline for self-respect. Did you know there is some black women that go to Dubai to get shattered and pissed on for money? Blew my mind. Kitegeera shitted nga babapamako. Women go to Dubai to get cheated and pissed on for money. This is how far we have gone, mukwano. Innocent yogerako.
Sibanange
Mm-mm.
sibitegeera topiki sigitegeera oba oli oyogera ku biki sibitegeera sobola nkola saapulima ngende neebaka abagambe ebimulwadde bagamba ali bubi neebake
Twogera erinnomo bwetyo nga bweri.
ndonoki
Kati tulwanyisa tutya okuba mbu tuyimirira ng'abantu abaddugavu out of the rest of the crowd? Oyinza okwogera
muli
okucreating
baddugavu kati ate kyetaagisa okuba
the
muli
rest of the anti gwe wataddeko Africa naye kati tutunuulira abantu abalala baani abatopressing egwe watugambye mbu waaliwo discrimination okuva ku Hutus and the Tutsis naye nga baani abaleeta Germany structure be bakicreatinga. So kati ffe tulwanyisa tutya okuba nti tuva mu eyo oyinza okwogera ku kwagalana ekisooka n'okutegeera nti tuli baddugavu ffenna ne tujjawo ethnic boundaries oyogera no
takuleetera mazito katekemu amafuta tatekemu amafuta kandeetere mu girasi okoye anyway for me nze ngenda kwogerera Africa. We don't know what the hell you're saying, Maria.
anti awulidde Luganda. Why? You mean that
twogera Lukongo.
we are speaking Congolese and he's a Congolese after all.
And
Oh, Munyampi.
but anyway, if at all Africans we fail even up to now, if at all actually, what we must do so that we can overcome this kind of racism is because we have corrupted government. For real, I look into this, I see that I know it is impossible, but if we still have corrupted governments that are supported by Western people, of course they will support one person. That person is going to embrace a certain group of people. This is still where we are going.
There is. First of all, I believe
they will these people, they don't support very many people. They either support one.
Not like that, like the story, like yesterday when we exploited the scenarios in Rwanda, we saw at the beginning they supported the Tutsis. You understand? And then the Tutsis were the minorities. See what you
Yeah, they're the minorities.
So they supported them.
Now,
the Tutsis are still the minorities,
and
though they are still the ones in leadership.
And I guess that's why they keep on spreading to different East
they want to,
African
So they supported the Tutsis, and along the line they crossed, and again they started supporting the Hutus, and the Tutsis did not want that. And of course, we had a genocide that erupted in Rwanda, and until to date, the Tutsis still don't want to be with the Hutus. You can say that a lot of these things that are actually happening. A lot of these things that are actually happening are things that are designed, first of all, to separate us. And if we look at the scenarios, actually, for you guys who watched our show, the last show yesterday, is where we are depriving the solutions we are having now. If we look at these things, check it out, that people have been separated. We have been told that there is a difference between the Hutus and the Tutsis. And yet these are the very people who told us so. And at the end, when they see that we are trying to the Hutus are giving up, they are giving up power and letting the Tutsis take over, even though the Tutsis were the minorities, then they come around and say, Hutus, stop sleeping. These are the very people who want the Tutsis. Stop sleeping right now. We are giving the power back to you. And then the Hutus, the Tutsis who are used to luxurious life, privileges, they say, hell no. There is no way you are taking that away from us. You gave us that. You signed contracts with us. you gave us the leverage, you gave us this, and now you're turning back. And then people start, yes,
being racist against bitaniza
yay,
tokubuza ekintu
Keith.
nga ki
By the way, to tell you,
Rwanda, Burundi
Rwanda,
and Congo
Burundi, and Congo, we still have
genocide.
the genocide between the Tutsis and the Hutus.
Mm.
Even the situation in Congo, the killings of the tribes in Congo, Kagame says I'm having much, it's just there to eliminate. And the reason why there is a segregation, the economical segregation in Rwanda, is to make sure that this other do not benefit what Kagame is doing. Now that's how crazy it is. If you look at the most people who are in the ghettos, the most people who are not benefiting to Rwanda's technology. Remember, one of the tribe is smaller. It has a smaller population.
And that is Tutsi.
And those are the Tutsis. And they are the ones in power. They are the ones in power. So the biggest population of the Hutus,
the president of Burundi is a Tutsi.
Even the president of Burundi is a Tutsi. And now you see the dudes want to take over. So if you the chemistry behind Rwanda not benefiting the Rwanda's community is because the biggest community, they are Hutus, and definitely they don't want to make Hutus have the privileges. So this is the racism that is going on. And but how did this come about? It started with the German. It started with the German, and the Belgians at that time, and it still exists. We have failed to identify. We have failed to identify. Yeah, the Tutsis are the smaller population. Yes, they are 14% of the population, and they are the smaller population, but they are the population that are in power. So there is a chemistry that doesn't. There is something that doesn't add up. They're the ones in power who votes them. Even after discriminating the entire biggest population, how come they win the elections? Who votes for them? When they're the smallest population, let's assure that all the Tutsi are going to vote for their Tutsi president, and the Hutus are going to vote for their Hutu president. Now you can tell me the matrix at the end who is going to win. Definitely the Hutus. But why is it that Tutsis keep winning all the time? And the Hutus know what is going on. There is a lot of matrix with the situations that are going. Of course, the Tutsi are 14% of the population in Rwanda, and the 85% of the Rwanda population are Hutus. But of course, and the Twa are around 1%.
Exactly. But remember, it's the Belgians that put them in power, Maria. Like it's the Belgians. And
Yeah,
you said the same thing going on in Burundi when it wasn't. Well, they separate those two countries. They create those two fake countries, Rwanda, Burundi, when they one. There used to be one kingdom. Um, yeah.
yeah.
Remember, the Belgians came in and said, and they made up these fake tribes. They came in and started measuring their heads. If Seto's on a computer, he can go to YouTube and show where the Belgians were just making up tribes. Say, "Oh, your head is big. You're a Tutsi. Your head is smaller. You're a Hutu." So they create this division of hatred, like Maria's saying. Because divide and conquer is easy to rule you, especially when you're really ignorant. I'm going to divide and conquer you. So the Belgians came in and made up these false classifications by measuring their heads, measuring their noses, and say, you're a different African. Your nose is not as big as the other Africans. And so, here we go. You look at it is so crazy. These Europeans are psychopaths. But unfortunately, the Africans allowed them to do this, accepted this stuff. And so for years, like as Maria said, they put the Tutsis, the Belgians controlled them. See, they always make a buffer race. See, and at that time, they didn't bring in many. The Belgians didn't have no colony in India, so they couldn't bring in the Indians like the British did in Uganda, Kenya, making a buffer race. So the Belgians made their own buffer races out of the other Africans by splitting them up. So they made the minority Tutsis in power while they were ruling. While Belgium was ruling Burundi, Rwanda, they put the Tutsis underneath them. And then when the country started dissolving because there was It wasn't the first act. This actually is not even the first genocide. In 1950, the majority Hutus said we had enough. That's when they were kicking out the Belgians and finally fighting back. Said we're going to kill all you Tutsi bastards because the Tutsis had, of course, had been inflated over the rest of the Africans by the Belgians. So and so they had no choice, as Maria said, they had to flip flop because the Hutus were what the majority. So they had no choice but to flip flop because the Hutus were going to take over the country anyway. You couldn't keep the Tutsis in power. Talking about no democracy because one vote, one man, one vote meant the Tutsis were going to be out of power. So from 1960 to 2000, to 1994, the Hutus ran the country until Museveni and goddamn no good Kagame were brought in by the CIA to destabilize Uganda and Rwanda and Burundi. So Tutsis being like that's why let's say like same thing. How is Museveni ruling Uganda when he's a Tutsi? He's a small minority because the CIA put his ass in power like they did with Kagame. So they blew up. There was a plane of the Burundian and Rwandan president who were both Hutus. They blew them out the sky in 1994.
Mm.
That was backed by Kagame and Museveni by the CIA. They blew them up.
Mm.
When you get the genocide, they'll never tell you this. As if, Museveni and Kagame were saviors. No, they were puppets of the goddamn white man. And they blew up the actual real governments because the Tutsis were trying to seize power because they do the white man's bidding. That's
Mm.
why Museveni's been there. That's why Kagame's there. They do the white. That's why they're in the Congo, as Maria said. Why are these Rwandans in these damn Tutsis in the Congo when they're not supposed to be there? Because they told Kabila back in the back in when they overthrew Mobutu Seseko in 1998, 99, wherever it was, the Tutsis had formed an alliance with some of the people in the Congo, say, put our people in power. See, this is the scam with these Tutsis. They want to run that part of East Africa. And what's his name when he got power, when they got rid of Mobutu Seseko, that puppet of the Belgians and the whites. The guy said, "No, we're not putting no Tutsis in power in no Congo. Go kick rocks. Are you crazy? This is the Congo. We run this place, not no damn minority Tutsis." Because they tried to, 70 and Kagame wanted um Kabila to put Tutsis in power in the government, and his own people in the Congo said, "We're not letting no Tutsis have no power in the Congo. Are you crazy? We're not putting these people in our government." They said no. That's when you get the fake M23 rebels by Rwanda and Uganda, backed by the Europeans, going into the Congo, steal resources. So Congo's been unsettled ever since then. And then you got the Chinese coming in, the other countries coming in to destabilize it. But it's been a power struggle because as Bantu people, you're considered too nice, too docile, too stupid. That's what the Tutsis tell you. The Tutsis say you're stupid. But since the white is controlling that part of Africa, he lied to all the Hutus they were unaliving the Tutsis and they were bad. Kid, that's a lie. That's propaganda. That's the movies they make is all a lie. The Tutsis were the aggressors. How the fuck are the minorities? Just like Maria said, the Hutus are all in the projects, all poor. Why a minority of Tutsis run Rwanda and Burundi? Are you crazy? How's that even possible in a democracy? They're not gonna vote for no Tutsis in no Rwanda when they're the majority. There's no democracy. That's the big thing. Oh, Kagame's got a stable democracy. That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna vote for his ass because on tribal grounds. They know the Tutsis don't get along with them. I'm gonna vote for a motherfucker that don't like me. They ain't never liked me as since the Belgians put them in power. The answer is no. So Kagame is a dictator. That's why you should know Rwanda is like Marie said. Show me the Rwandans on any kind of social media talking. They're not allowed to. Where's the Rwandan podcast at? At least in Uganda, you guys can talk a little bit. I mean, not too much, but more than Rwanda. Show me where the Rwandans at since Kagami's such a great man. Don't find no Rwandans on no podcast. And the,
Nijye.
remember, Kagami don't want those people. You got Hutus that came from Rwanda in Uganda, that's in Kenya. Kagami said, "Don't you bring those Negroes back here."
It's funny, that one.
They told they told Sito and his mama, "You better keep your ass in Uganda. Don't bring your ass back to Rwanda."
Oh,
We know that the situation between the Hutus and the Tutsis actually, we know probably these people think the entire East Africa belongs to them, yet they're the minorities. They think they're the
Exactly.
only ones who have the right to rule. Um, and this can clearly show us why the situation in Rwanda is the way it is, why the Rwandese are not benefiting from the development of Rwanda, because I think this is just to suppress the Hutus, basically by Kagame. He doesn't, the Hutus are not benefiting from
Nobody even
everything.
knows that.
Uh,
That you
and
know, nobody even
and
knows nobody even knows what you just said, Maria. Nobody even knows that. Remember, Kagame is pushed out there as the great savior of Africa, making Rwanda so developed, and people are so free in Rwanda. No one even knows what you just said, Maria. That that everything Kagame said is a lie. That the that, he,
yeah,
that all these people are not treated great. Cause you go anywhere around Africa, they're like, "Oh, Kagame is doing such great things, Maria."
yeah, a lot of Africans are worshiping him, by the way. A lot. And this is why I say it, because you don't really know your history. That's why you're worshiping the wrong people, because you don't know what the history of Africa. If people knew the difference, if people knew the history of the Hutus and the Tutsis, I bet they will, of course, have the idea of what is going on. You understand? If you open and put and ask the face of Rwanda, you'll not see no Hutu's face.
mm,
You not see no Hutu's face. Apparently, where are the Hutus are?
mm.
You
Where are
sure
they?
don't. You ain't never lied about that, Maria. You don't see no. I'm like, I noticed that when I sent um Spikes and Cammy down there years ago. I said all the they're just like they're doing just like the Ethiopians do. Maria, you know when you see an Ethiopian brochure, you see the mixed Ethiopian. You don't see the black ones no more. Every time they show Ethiopia, they show the mixed Ethiopia. Like there's no original black people there. You think that's Ethiopia? Then like, where the black people? Why they show just the mixed ones? And that's what they do with Rwanda too. They didn't show you the Tutsis. They don't show you no Hutu. That's exactly right. I said, where the fuck are the Hutu? So any any
There's something in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, by the way, we don't even see the Nilotics. We don't see the black Ethiopians with the kinky hair. We don't
that's
see
what I'm
that.
saying. Not just the non-lynching. We're in the Bantu that are there. This I don't like the non-lynching is a fake thing the white man made up. There's no such thing as a non-lynching. That's some shit white people made up because they found out about it. Like I told, what I tell that you that was Katie. No such thing as a Nile. That's some shit white people made up because they found these other black people by the Nile. Oh, you guys are Nilotics. What the fuck is that? No such thing. That's some made up shit white people do. So just say the black people that were there. That's why that crazy Ugandan lady got mad at me. Oh, you Nilotic, you this. I said, lady, there's no such thing as a Nilotic. That's some shit white people made up, you moron. Ugandan lady got that's the people they said, oh, these people by the Nile River. We're gonna call them the Nilotics. Get out of here with that shit. So Yeah, the original people of Ethiopia, what used to call Abyssinia, you don't even see. You see the mixed up, half white looking, Arab looking person on all their brochures. So you would never think no African people even in Ethiopia no more. When you get to say, hey, they got black people here. That was my first time when I first went to Ethiopia years ago. I thought everybody looked like those mixed people, right? And let me tell you, them motherfuckers is racist. I'm a light skinned black guy. They racist to me. 'Cause I'm a black. I got the African Congo phenotype, right? I'm a Bantu. So whether I'm light, they make no difference. They're they're half mixed with white people there. I got there, they like I was called all kind of niggas. I said, damn, I'm an African being called a nigga? Shit. God damn. I got Ethiopia. I was like, wow. I'm being called a nigga in Africa. Shit. I was like, damn. Like, damn. That was shocking. I was like, what? My God. So I tell people, man, those fake Ethiopians are racist and shit. I'm not telling you no lie. People get mad when I tell the truth about the Ethiopians, Eritreans, and damn those mixed Negroes, the Eritreans, Ethiopians, and the what's the other country that broke up from Ethiopia? Eritrea,
Mm.
Ethiopia. What's the other one? Oh, Djibouti. All them fake half Negroes, the half a Negro. so so go over there, boy. It's crazy. So um, understand that's where those Tutsis come from. They're half Negroes. They come from Ethiopian Abyss. That's why they look like the same people. Those are those people. They're not indigenous to no goddamn Africa, but they get mad when you tell them the truth. That's a fact. I don't gotta tell you, yeah. The original people of Africa are Bantu people. I don't give a fuck who gets mad about it. I mean, all of Africa, from the north to the south, we were conquered, but all of Africa are Bantu, not these mixed people. But I'm saying they still Africans, but they're mixed. They're mixed with other people's blood, and so they
Mm.
dominate the original African. The original African is Rhea, Seto. The Bantus are the original African. White man comes in and makes all these fake groups. He's dialectic. He's this. Get out of here. That bullshit. And the African will just accept what the white man says. The white man who just got on the planet 2 days ago. He's going to tell you who you are. Your white people, you don't shut your mouth. You're going to tell me you just got here 2 days ago. God damn it, I've been here millions of years. You going to tell me who the hell I am.
Mm.
But these other people help the Europeans keep Africa stabilized. Man, you guys got to go. You're supposed to be on TikTok too, Maria. Shit. Anyway, Idi Amin's son, that guy is smart. Have you ever seen? Is Idi Amin's son live in Uganda? He probably don't. They probably kill his ass.
No, he's in Uganda. He's a friend of mine, by the way.
Idi Amin's son,
Yeah.
that guy is smart, man. He's a
I mean,
hey,
has a lot of son, but I know the one you're talking about, the one who's usually interviewing. I mean,
yeah,
I was
he's a little
interviewing.
older. I don't think I don't think he's living in Uganda, is he?
He is. He comes and goes. He lives in Uganda.
I'm surprised the government ain't tried to kill his ass.
No, he wanted, by the way, to come for presidency last time.
Yeah, I'm surprised because because he seems like he's a threat because he's very smart. See, he's a different from a 70. He's intelligent. I'll listen to him on on TikTok. I never see, look just like his daddy too, boy. Just look just like his dad. Like he spit it like his daddy spit him out. Look just like Edie. I mean, but he's very
Are you
Yo,
sure?
yeah,
So
yo,
good.
yo,
Alawi
yo.
kagamba mulala.
Yo.
yeah, he's the
Mtafani.
oldest. Yeah, I don't know if he's the oldest son. He looks
Yeah.
just like him.
Sure. Huh? Let me try and get that picture of the one who is my friend. Amin has very many sons. In fact, let me
Yeah,
try and
see,
get.
I didn't know how many sons he had. See, yeah, he must be.
Let me.
I don't think this Amin is in Uganda talking the way he talks. There's no way he's in.
Let me get his
He's probably in Africa, but I
WhatsApp.
don't think he's in. I'm about to share one of them videos with you. You know, he was telling the truth about the Israelis. He was telling America, I know you don't want to believe what comes from Africa, but this is the truth. Listen, you talk about the deep state and who runs the world. This who runs the world. I was like, God damn, he knows. What? What?
Yeah, by the way, he sent me some articles. Let me try and check if it's the one at all because he has net
Kitegeeza mwogere.
tutugerangako naawe sambulokinga
I was like, he can't be in Uganda. He's a threat to my 70, ain't he? He ain't been and killed his ass. You
let
got,
me get the gallery. He sent me some PDFs.
Bwe batebidownloadinze wali tebiri.
Okaka.
Ebidownloadi bwe bikyasooka. Kyenkugamba kituufu.
Lwaki
Bwe batebidownloadinze.
kituufu.
does he got a little gray in his beard? He's got a little gray, a little older.
Let me get
I gotta send that videos, but he's very smart. Like, yeah, no way he's in no fucking Uganda. He'd be a threat to set. No way. No way. I said, dang. I said, he'd be a
let me
threat to set. What is it? I said,
Download
they let him talk this freely?
nga gonna
nabideliting okuva mu gallery. Yeah,
ebisobola.
When I
nabideliting.
see him, he looks just like his damn father. Just like his ass. Like, damn.
Are you sure? Nabideliting.
Does that one got a TikTok account? Does he be on TikTok?
Yeah.
Genda ku
He got
TikTok.
TikTok videos.
Ngeren ati twagamba okukolawo akawono guy, he sent me like very many PDFs and I didn't even get it, but I think it has the PDFs have got some good content. And yo, who is that?
You ain't pay attention to the man.
National WhatsApp. All right.
Get out the
This is
phone.
the
Bro.
guy.
Let me see. Let me see. Put it closer, Maria. Put it close. I'm on my phone. Is that him? I can't tell. He looks a little younger. Is that
Okay,
him?
let me get the order. He's
He has like
he's
he has like does he
those
have,
are the pictures he sends
he has,
me. I
he
told
has
him
like
you
he has like a little beard now.
yeah, yeah, he sent me that picture when he was old. Sorry.
He has like a little beard now.
For
I know. How many sons did Idi Amin have? Shit.
200. Is that too hard? The guy was recently here and that was in the money. How can it have reached 200? Then I'm seeing all the clearance. Is that right for me? Or no? Because, can you write somewhere?
It might be dangerous to bring him in for them.
Let me first call the. Keep excuse me a little.
Katono nnyo.
Go ahead.
Naye ate bano batono.
Thank you.
Boteng sons.
And like each time people are coming with disconnection orders.
Uh, uh.
Google Google is saying that Amin had 60 children. I don't know whether this is
There are
true.
more than that. Bro, these people are not serious. How can the water bill go to this price? And every
Um,
month we
mm, got tribal problems right now in Nigeria. I knew it. You got, you got, what happened? What's so funny?
I don't know. Anyway, don't worry.
What
Oh,
happened?
apparently we had a knock on the gate, and so that the guys from the water company were like
Okay.
saying our bill is so massive. Like how these dudes said
Oh,
it's
they were
not.
trying to cheat you guys about some water.
Yeah, we've paid, we've cleared.
I would
We've
give them
cleared.
nothing. Tell 'em, get out of here.
Yeah, but when you don't question these people, at times when you rush to give them money, you may pay for things that are not right. It's like
That's
when you
right.
pay for their phone, it takes time for them to activate it and the system, and you've paid. And they know whenever they come here, we pay. So they know this is a business. Each time they have to come here. Crazy.
I'm not giving you nothing. Get your ass out of here. Go get the money from us. Get the money from us 70, you no good bastard.
So I think, but that is the guy I know. If he talks about,
That may
because
be
he's the
him.
one who started. He started from, I think, Israel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he's been
yeah,
talking about Israel.
yeah.
Yeah,
He started from there. He's the one, except that even last time I told him the pictures he's sending me look to be very young, and he was laughing about it. But I think he must be an old fella now.
yeah, he's older now. Yeah, he's an older
He's
gentleman. But
smart,
he's
and
old. But I said, there's no way he's in Uganda. There's no way. And he a threat to
he
him at 70?
is.
And he
He
a threat
is
to him at
in
70?
Uganda. One day
Huh?
I'll bring you on Black Hot Fire Network.
Yeah, bring him up. I don't know. You might, that might get you in trouble. Ain't he a threat to him
Nah,
at 70?
he's my friend, the kind.
Yeah, yeah, but ain't he a threat to him at 70?
He's outspoken, but he's smart. He will not say shit that will harm him. He's in
Yeah, he's
Uganda.
very smart. That's what I'm saying. He's very. I said, imagine, you know, he know, dang, dad at least he's educated. Like, way this guy's in Uganda with this moron Museveni as president. There's no way. Like, good God, his life got to be in danger.
And they say he's the one who was always moving with him.
He's got to be moving because he's too
Mm,
smart. I'm surprised they allow him to live. I'm surprised the white man allowed that man to live.
okay,
I'm
guy.
surprised. They must. They must have took all his power away in Uganda. Something must have damn, since he's a family member, they hushed him up. I don't know, but he knows
And
too.
actually,
He knows
how
too
long
much.
did he? How the first time I got to talk to him, he thought I'm going to talk ill about his dad. He came on me so furious, like, oh, y'all people all the time. You be blaming my father for shit. Y'all don't know my dad did that stuff. I was like, calm down, calm down. He didn't even know me at first. But apparently, he knows a lot of people talk a lot of bullshit about his father.
Of course.
I was like, well, then he was like asking me questions like, what do you know about my dad? What do you feel about me and stuff? I said, I had to tell him, he was like, okay. So apparently you know the right shit. I was like, yeah. He's always, anyway, he's smart, and unlike some of his brothers nowadays, there. I mean, has a lot of children. Others are in the army in Sudan.
I know he had a bunch of boys,
At least
but the
I've been.
ideal. But 70 won't put a statue around Uganda, but he's got a picture of racist ass Gandhi. I got a statue of racist ass Gandhi, and everybody should know by now, unless you're a moronic ass Negro. Gandhi didn't like you. He didn't like us. He's racist. and you got an idea. You got a and remember when the Ghanaians finally realized this and they were tearing down his statue. You guys can look this. Remember, they had a damn statue of Gandhi at a Ghana university. And they like, hey, this guy's racist. He said, all Africans are dirty. You stink. You're supposed to be on the bottom and poor. And then the Ghanaians said, hey, we got to tear down this damn statue. And the Indians said, you niggas bet not tear it down in your country. The Indians told them, you niggas bet not tear that statue down. Now you can look this up on Google.
Mm-hmm.
This happened about 6, 7 years ago. Put this up, Setcho, for me. Say Ghana. Say Ghana students tear down. Say Ghana students tear down uh 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 Gandhi statue.
Can students take it down?
Tear down
Say
Gandhi's
Ghana
statue.
students tear down Gandhi statue. And the Indians told them, you better not tear down, you niggas. What? This man is not dare you tell me and not tear down some racist ass bastard. Remember, because they lied to all Africans, told Gandhi was a good man. You got these Gandhi statues all over Africa, which is no good bastard, because the Indians are everywhere in Africa. You see it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Gandhi's statue has been removed from the campus of University of Ghana after
yeah,
protest from students.
yeah. Because the Africans realized, because shout out the internet, me finally telling a lot of Africans and say, hey, morons. That's when my
Mm,
show was really big. Everybody was thanking me for telling them. I said, Gandhi was racist. You see all these Gandhi statues they got in Africa? Because your minds are messed up. This man hated us. But you
mm,
got them all in because the British brought the no good Indians in there and they put their culture in there on you talking about Gandhi. Gandhi hated black people. He hated us. He called us
mm.
dirty, filthy animals. Said we're supposed to be enslaved and we stink. This is what Gandhi said. We got Africans about, oh yeah, I got a Gandhi statue. You got these Gandhi statues in Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Zimbabwe. And people say, finally Africans start waking and say, hey, you morons. This man was racist to us. He did not like us. Actually, he hated us. Why do we got statues of this man in Africa? It makes no sense. So,
Yeah.
when the Ghanaian students realized that, they said, "Hey, why do we got a statue of this racist guy at the University of Ghana?
Mm,
We gotta get rid of this thing. This don't make any sense. Why are we the only people always have people that hate us as statues in our country?" And so when India heard that they were going to tear it down, India even this is how racist these bastards are. They should say, you know what, you guys have a right. He was racist against you. No, the Indian said, you niggas better not tear it down. India said, you niggas better not tear down a statue. So what, he was racist. He's you niggas are below us. You better keep that statue up. And then the fake government of Kofi Adada Doodle said, yeah, we'll keep it up. Them students said, fuck that, and tore it down. We get this fake ass president. We're not allowed no damn racist bastard had no statue in front of our school. We don't care about this dumbass president talking about we're gonna keep the statue up. You're crazy. Get out of here.
mm.
Name me a place anywhere on the planet where they got an African man as a statue, anywhere in a white person's country who hated them. Oh, nowhere. You
Mm.
want an African statue in no damn India that the guy's black and he hated Indians? Hell, even if the guy was black and liked Indians, they not putting no statue of your black ass up. Even if you like their ass. But you got statues all in Africa of some wicked ass, no good bastard who hated us. You crazy? What's wrong with you? Get your mind right. You got statues of some guy who hated us, who openly hated us. It wasn't like it was a secret. It wasn't even a secret that this dude hated us. Shit. called us dirty and filthy, and we're supposed to be beast of birth. He used to say all kind of crazy shit about Africans. You know, you Africans supposed to be beast of burdens and slaves and on the bottom and good for you, no good bastards to be fucked up. Like what? And my whole life growing up in America, I was told the same lie. Gandhi is a good man. He's a great man. Then I started doing my own research. I don't trust nothing white people tell me. I don't trust nothing they say. Let me look it up myself. Let me start digging my own research. I said, what? What? And you guys remember there was a movie when I was a small child. There was a movie about God. They white people love to do their propaganda and them lies in their movies. But you always understand, family, when you're looking at one of them movies, you guys know it now. When you look at one of their movies, it's always lies. Because that's psychological. It's psychological warfare because it goes straight to your subconscious. So when I was a kid, I was looking at the Gandhi movie. I was like, this Gandhi's a great man. Oh my God, Gandhi. Gandhi's a great man. So I became a teenager thinking Gandhi was a great man because of that movie. And thinking Idi Amin was a bad man because of a movie they made about Idi Amin. They showed him as a bad man. He was eating. They showed him as a cannibal. He was eating people. I said, oh shit. They're eating people in Africa. Oh man. Yeah, did I believe it? Yeah, because that's when I was stupid. I was a kid. They showed me in the movie that Idi Amin was eating people in Uganda. I said, God damn, this dude's evil. He's eating. God damn. So years later, my professor said, what do you think about Gandhi, Keith? I said, yeah, I guess he was a good man. They got movies about his ass. Did a lot of things for people. That same day, I was getting rid of that Jesus nonsense. He said, you sure? How you know he's a good man? I said, well, I've seen it in the movie. Keith, that's a movie. You know, movies not real. I said, well, why would they make it up? Why would they make up a story about this guy? So, you know, as my friend said, well, do your own research. Do your own research. And at that time, there was no internet, so I had to go get books, real books out the library. That's the best thing. And I started reading this guy's writings when they first got him in South Africa. Gandhi left Britain because, of course, India was part of the British Empire, so they were all the empire, South Africa, Kenya. So he leaves Britain and goes to South Africa. At the time, South Africa is oppressed by white people still. You know, they almost enslaved almost down in South Africa. He liked it. It's not no problem with that. It's just a problem. When he gets to South Africa, Gandhi is brown. He's not a white Indian. He's more brownish. He's a little more darker than me as an Indian. So when he gets to South Africa, he's told to get in the back of the damn train. Remember, Gandhi comes from money. So he wasn't used to being treated badly like that in India and England. When he got to South Africa, the white people said, hey, get your ass in the train. What are you doing up here with the white people? He was like, huh? What are you talking about? I'm not black. You are to us. Get your ass in the back of the train. So this is where the line starts, as if he was fighting for black people when he was not. He was fighting for Indian people. He said, listen here. We're closer to you guys than black people. We're like, as Indians, we're more like white people. These niggas, yeah, be racist to these niggas, but not us. Treat us Indians with respect, but not these black people. And so the white man made us some story. He was fighting for all people. That's a lie. Because he told the white man in South Africa, yes, be racist to the black people. They fucked up and they supposed to be discriminated against. But not us. We're Indians. We're more like you. And that was his fight. His fight wasn't no fun. They tell you, oh, he fought for justice and equality. That's a goddamn lie. Like what? He fight for justice and equality. He just didn't like sitting in the back of the bus with all the black people. They put him in the back with the blacks. They put him in black with the Africans. He said, hey, I don't belong in this part of this trading with these dirty Africans? What you doing? So the African fought for black things, they made some fake story. Hot forgotten, he's the great soul. He was fighting for freedom. Man, don't get out here with that bullshit. It's a lie. Fight for no damn freedom. He couldn't stand Ian. He couldn't stand us. And so that's when I was young. I got my first. I said, God, this entertainment is powerful. It'll have you believe in lies and worshiping people that hate you. God, this is what brainwashing is. They have you worshiping people that hate your ass. You don't even know. And God, and then all these years, Gandhi's been dead for almost 100 years. Been dead since 1947. He's 80 years almost now. And the Africans just now realizing that this no good Indian was racist and shit. You know how racist Indians are to African people? But almost 100 years ago, Africans believed Gandhi was a good man. What? Then the Africans start waking up. Hey, this dude hated our ass. Yeah, he hated us. And wrote about it. Wasn't even ashamed the shit he wrote. And I think they probably scrubbed it from the internet. You had to probably go get actual books because they try to hide it now. They don't want you to know he's racist as hell. Gandhi was so racist, it was just crazy. He hated black people. And then you got a Gandhi statue in Uganda. You mean my 70 dumbass don't know? That dumbass moron don't know Gandhi's racist? He's that stupid, he don't know? You got a statue of a racist? Are you crazy? You mean the kids in Ghana know? And the dumbass president of Uganda know? Everybody knows he's racist. Why is it still up? Because Museveni is a puppet. He does what he's told to do. You better not tear down that statue, nigga. You better not tear it down. Period. Got statues of racist people who hate you in your country. Are you insane? Are you crazy? But when people say, let's make an Idi Amin statue, oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not going to make an Idi Amin statue in Uganda, but we'll have a racist statue of Mahatma Gandhi. Make it make sense, Seto. Make it make sense.
And we learned about that Gandhi in nationalism. That is history in African history. It's called nationalism. There is no way they can avoid Gandhi. Whenever they say that the role of Gandhi, nationalization of Africa, they put him. You must put him everywhere. Gandhi, 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 everywhere.
See, but they didn't tell you he was racist, did they, Seto? They didn't tell you that, huh? They didn't tell you he didn't like us, did they? They didn't tell you he didn't like us.
Yeah.
It was like they told you that King Leopold was your friend of Belgium. King Leopold is your friend. All right. My friend is over there chopping off my hand and my arm. Then you up early, ain't you, Byron? I just happened I couldn't sleep and caught them up. I don't think Central of them ever came on this early shit. Yeah, Gandhi was big time racist. Yeah. But we didn't grow up. I was just like Central. I grew up, didn't know he was racist, exactly right, Byron. Big time. But shout out to the Ghanaian kids, and they first start getting the information like, what? We got a statue of this no good racist bastard in front of our school? Yeah. That's how brainwashed and neurotic Africans have been, just brainwashed with nonsense. And then they wanted to tear down the school, told them they couldn't do it because the Indian government told Ghana, you bet not take that statue down of our racist. Nobody don't like you niggas. Don't nobody like you niggas. But you're gonna keep our shit up and worship us. And them kids said, and the president said, okay, we're gonna keep up. Them kids said, fuck that. And tore that shit down to the ground. Shout out to the African youth. You don't be disrespected and treated badly in your own goddamn continent. This ain't about your country, it's about your continent. It's Africa. These borders are borders. You don't put no damn statue of somebody, one of your major universities who hated you. You crazy? Tear that shit down to the ground. To the ground. Crazy as hell. Like Seto said, we learn about national, we learn about Gandhi. She said just probably learned today that Gandhi was racist. Seto probably didn't even know Gandhi was racist. Every time we come on here, we blow Seto's mind.
Gotcha, that get correct.
Yeah, that's up. We must be up late as hell. Shit, I just have to wake up. Joby had called me this morning to me about the guys wanting to advertise on the radio station.
Yeah.
But hit my YouTube channel. I was like, damn, Maria and Seto are live. I ain't never seen them on this early. I ain't never seen them on this early. It's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning over there. I ain't never seen these two. These two no good bastards up this early doing the show.
Oh my god, dude.
Exactly. In South Africa, exactly. They were big time supporters of apartheid in South Africa. That's why I was telling Seto. It's probably blowing Seto's mind. Seto grew up knowing, yeah, Gandhi's a good man in nationalism and all that old stuff.
The gay word.
Exactly. Indians and Gandhi was a big supporter of apartheid, keeping black people. He called us. He read them old writings Gandhi wrote. Called us stupid, black. We were beasts of burdens. The African people stink. I'm like, God damn, what? You know, I grew up just like Seto. I was propagandized. Look at the movie. Oh, look at Gandhi. Gandhi's a good man. Gandhi's a good man. I grew up like that too. Oh, look, Gandhi's a great man. Gandhi loves everybody. When I get older, I'm reading shit and he loves everybody. Gandhi hated us. You know, and I was taught my whole life looking at the movie about Idi Amin. Idi Amin's a bad guy. He ate African people. I said, damn, this dude's a cannibal? Shit. I'm glad they got rid of his ass. Then I grew up with Idi Amin was trying to help black people. That's how Malcolm X was always right. Malcolm X said the media you watch will have you loving the villain and have you hating the good people. That's how powerful their wicked ass mainstream media is. And to have you loving the villains and shit, all the evil people. Cause I grew up my life, yeah, my Gandhi. Look how good Gandhi. I got older start reading and writing. Say you dirty niggas are supposed to be out in the field. I said, this is Gandhi? What? I'm like, what? I'm like, what am I? What? I'm like, what? I was in shock. I was all young. I was like, they got me worshiping this no good bastard, calling my people dirty and stinky. Yeah, Idi Amin. Yeah, remember? You ever see that movie Byron when you was a kid? They made about Idi Amin, scared the shit out of you. I know. Katie said they showed to her. I said, "Dang, Katie, that movie's old." Katie said they showed it in the schools in Kenya when Katie was a kid to keep that propaganda going because Katie said they showed her the same movie when she was in school in Kenya. That movie scared the hell out of me. I said, "Man, this man's evil." that That Idi Amin movie scared the shit out of me. Like, God damn, this guy's evil as shit. Like, God damn, that movie had me scared as hell. I didn't want to go to Africa to watch that movie, but I was like,
Talk about your book as well. I'm just saying, I mean,
they said the Africans are cannibals in Uganda. They eat people. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to go to no damn Africa, especially not no damn Uganda. They eating people over there.
I think I think there is, by the way, and that conception is not only about the media. At times, even other Africans believe so. Ugandans, when you go to other countries, they'll say this side is a cannibal, and then this side also knows the other side is a cannibal. So there is always that propaganda that runs around so that Africans do not wish to stay close to each other. Apparently, who would wish to stay close to a cannibal?
Exactly, exactly,
Yes,
exactly,
even by
exactly.
the way, some Kenyans believe Ugandans are cannibals, and some Ugandans also believe Kenyans are cannibals, and the same story goes on. All right, so
I know it's crazy. That's how propaganda works. I know, Maria, but as a kid, that's what they showed me. They said Ugandans are cannibals. Like, ah, shit. They eating people. They eating people, Maria.
what I'm so on the mouth.
That, that's those mom and them going out killing people and putting them in a pot and eating them. Shit. God damn.
That matrix is apparently everywhere. The matrix is everywhere.
So,
And some Africans, they're
but
stupid.
that's how vicious propaganda has been against African people. It's crazy. So, uh, it just I was scared as hell of Idi Amin when I was a kid. Idi Amin died. Oh, that's a wicked look. Like I told you, them media had me hating a good man, a war for African people, that had me loving a vicious racist who hated me. I was like, oh, Mahatma Gandhi's such a good man. He's doing good work, Maria. And that dirty, no good Idi Amin is so bad. So
Hmm.
they had me loving my enemy and hating my friend. See, that's how wicked this media is.
Yeah, I mean, his story was actually there is no way. But some Africans, black people should always know something that there is no way they would give a broadcast or you know there is no way they would allow someone good to of course to be broadcasted out there apparently. So each time you see something at the four page, question it all the time, more especially if it has got a lot to do with the black people. And the moment you see the media exaggerating with the something, also question that thing.
Yeah, we
We've
know.
had Nelson Mandela
I,
exaggerated throughout
I know that
history.
now, Maria. I
And
was a
still
kid. I didn't
way,
know that when I was a kid, Maria. Yeah, I know that now. When I was a child. My parents
we've
didn't tell.
got, well, when you mention until now, when you mention anything about Africa and when you mention anything about Africa and stuff, you'll get to, of course, they will tell you about Nelson Mandela and other things. You cannot talk about Africa's Pan Africanism and great people who ruled
Damn, I
Africa
didn't know that.
and not mention Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, of
But
course.
yet, he was
Look,
a
you mean,
scam.
hold on, Byron. They got a statue of of goddamn Gandhi in Milwaukee. Well, that's white people. They know he's racist, so they'll keep that shit up. It's sunny as hell out there today. Ain't it? It's sunny in Uganda today.
Mahatma Gandhi in front of the courthouse in Emilua. Okay. Wow. We have it here at the source of the Nile. We have the statue of Mahatma Gandhi at the source of the Nile. His statue is there. You cannot, the tour guides cannot take you anywhere before taking you to that statue. That's how crazy. And me, by the way,
Ooh,
before I,
I can't see you guys. Like the sun is. Are you guys in front of the camera? I can see the sun. Shit.
you see,
God damn. Uh, shit. I didn't see the sun. That's all I see is sunlight.
fast video, man.
I can't see shit but sunlight.
There's a man behind the camera. You know,
Yeah, I don't know what I couldn't see shit but sun. I didn't know they was even there. I see it was light.
that is the cameraman. I'm going to say Jango. Mbaye kanisa gasali. Akipelete yo buza.
All right, yes. Okay, here we go. Shit. They got the camera right in front of the sun.
You can test the word. Let's test the Africa's melody right now. That's why. Chusanda bebuji akatebe takalaba.
Yakalabye.
Akachisiza.
Tugerageze tunalita.
Tachakalaba kuleka yokidi. Tachakalaba. Uganda is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Thank you, Byron Score. Yes. Sagala kuki edit nno bandaba ennyo yonna.
Omusana gubye wano nawona olira
Oh, and then shut up, Innocent, and come here. Come. Akatebe wano waneno waneno Jango. Keith, you are gone, or you are still looking at the sun?
Huh?
Where are you at?
I left for a second. Look at the ladies all upset. What happened? You got tribalism happening in Nigeria, of course, like always. You got the Yoruba now burning and tearing down the Igbo's houses over in Lagos. They destroying their property, kicking them out of their homes. They're upset. They said, you don't get the Igbo's out there. You come over here and own land. And see, that's what I'm talking about tribalism, kid. Either I'm Nigerian or either I'm not Nigerian. How are you gonna get mad because I'm buying land in Lagos and come and start tearing down my home? So you got tribal conflict happening right now, very bad in Nigeria. The Igbos against the Yoruba. The Yorubas are tearing down their houses in Lagos and killing them violently. Shit's crazy. So once again, here we go again with some more African tribal shit.
So Nigeria's now these are the issues. Some Nigerians believe some people we're not supposed to be Nigeria, they're supposed to be somewhere else and stuff like that. These are conflicts that are going to stay in Africa for some good time until we realize that we are one people no matter what. But I don't know native
They
the
can't get along in the same country. They not even like different like different. Those are both Bantu people, so they still, the Yorubas are now chasing out the Igbos out of that region, and burning down their houses, but still they've been stealing their homes. It's all on TikTok, man. It's shameful. Like, God damn, they've been going to these people's homes, still putting them out their houses, and then bulldozing their houses down to the ground, stealing their land. What are you guys looking at?
We are trying to see that situation in Nigeria.
Oh, you look at the thing? Yeah, look. Yeah, go look at the Nigerian. Say Lagos. The Igbos are now being pushed out of their homes and property in Lagos. Yeah, that should come up.
Hmm.
It is the biggest problem in Africa. It's really bad in Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria is not supposed to be a country. Remember, the British just put it all together of tribes that didn't even like each other.
Mm.
When they formed Nigeria, Nigeria was just a corporation where the British could steal, and they put competing tribes that didn't even get along with one another. And so Nigeria's always been a basket case. And so now they got them just, you got just unabashed stealing of other people's property and land, and like just like Maria said, you Igbos ain't supposed to be in this part of Nigeria. This is Yoruba. This is Yoruba country. They're like, what? We're all Nigerians. So what?
Hmm.
So they going in, steal these people's property, unaliving them like shit. Today, this is 2023, and this shit's still going on in Africa. I thought I'm Nigerian. Aren't I Nigerian too? Yeah, but you ain't supposed to be in this part of Nigeria. What? Crazy. So they burning down the Igbos' businesses and bulldozing their homes. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Where's Burner Boy? Where's Kid at? Where these Nigerian pop stars at? Why they ain't speaking up? They Yoruba. They don't
They
seem
are
to.
cowards. Most of the Nigerian celebrities are cowards. They don't want to divide their supporters.
Why? Can you show me? I mean,
Such kind
Maria speaks so much truth. That's exactly right.
But
Maria
each
just
time such kind of things come up, they don't want to involve themselves. They don't even talk about shit. They don't talk about those things because they don't want to divide their supporters. The next time you're an Igbo man and you're talking about the situation, of course, the
yeah.
Yoruba like we are not going to support you. So they just sit around. It's all about money. They don't care whether they're dying or not.
But I couldn't say no better. That is absolutely the truth. Could have said no better than that. That is exactly it. They're cowards. They won't do anything. Injustice. No, just buy my latest album. Buy my latest song. I thought you're
Mm.
the African giant. Don't you want to be peace? That's where you live at. When you get right, things right, people get burnt out their house and things get stolen. You think that's right? Since you're all Nigerians, you think that's a humane thing to do? To practice this unabashed tribalism? You think that's right? Well, I don't know. Let me sing. Let me sing my song called "Last, Last, last. Everybody want to go fast. Shio.
Bro.
Hey, we don't got time for your goofy song. How about you help us? Shit.
Oh, byayagala okuyimba oyo. Last month everybody doesn't want to carry last. Agenda mugolo gwange gulimu scorpion simba. You do have a comment. All right, comments.
zonna bwe kyomanya zikuwonangamu naawe.
Uganda is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Tribalism are often tribalism, like Brian's court says that tribalism is one of the biggest problems that we have with our people. Um, the discussion we had yesterday actually explained how tribalism came into existence. This is a structure or a system that was designed by the colonialists or those people who wanted to control Africa to make it easy for them to control. That's why they say when brothers are fighting, the strangers inherit their land. And the divide and rule, divide and conquer, divide and control still exists in Africa. Because we may look at tribalism as we fighting each other, but as we shed blood, by the way, no African is benefiting from shedding the blood of another. As the Yorubas are killing the Igbo, basically the Yorubas are not benefiting from this. As the war goes on in Congo, as we have the tribal wars between the Tutsis and other tribes in Congo, there is no way Congo is benefiting from this. But whoever started this structure or this system is tremendously benefiting from it. Now, if Africans don't sit and realize that, because I've not seen any tribe that is benefiting from fighting another.
How
We have
about
not
that?
seen that.
Actually, we are just diverting from things that
We are
would have
exactly. We are
concentrated on.
diverting from the major cause, the major thing we are supposed to focus on. I've not seen people saying that since the people in Congo are dying, we this tribe are benefiting from it. I've not seen that.
No.
We are not benefiting from this until we realize that no matter how we fight each other, at the end of the day, they lose, we lose as well. We lose, they lose, but there is somebody up there who is benefiting from this whole entire thing.
Of
And
course.
you understand? And that's why this kind of structure was laid on the Black People's Foundation, tribalism,
Yeah.
that discrimination, the tribes that were created that even do not exist.
Didn't even exist. Exactly right. They came and created more tribes.
So each time we have new tribes emerging to the point that some others will say we are not Africans, we're just um um you know what, like the people in Ethiopia say on TikTok. I mean, I even don't get it. Apparently in Ethiopia we have the ones who are called the descendants of the slaves and the descendants of the slave masters. So
I
the
told,
descendants of the slave
I
masters,
told you.
for
I,
them, they are not Africans. It is okay for you not to be. Nobody's saying you are.
I told you those people don't believe they African. I told you I was there. I try to tell people that. I try to tell
So
them.
the issues, even the issues of moratos in Africa is becoming a wild situation, apparently. And it is eating up slowly by slowly. And I think when I look at the situations of the moratos and other Africans, because we cannot talk about Africa not mentioning these people who are identifying themselves they are not Africans because
They're African, but
you
they're
you
not.
can
They're
put
not.
two or three.
But they're not, Maria. Those are
Yeah, they
so
are not. Of
those
course, they
are
are
invade.
not.
Those
Oh,
that's 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 let's understand his. Those are invaders to Africa. Those people invaded those lands in the 6th century A.D. They invaded North Africa. That's when you get the Arab slave trade coming into Africa
mm,
and that
mm,
coup
mm,
Islam shit. They
mm,
came into Africa and started enslaving Africans and taking over those lands.
mm.
Those people, I give them. I don't care if you're right. You're not. They're not Africans. They now reside in
They are
Africa,
not.
but
Me,
they're
whenever
not.
I go to
But
their post,
I will say this: your time is short, people in North Africa, because your demographics is fucked
mm,
up. African demographics. That's why they want to give Africans big ugali shots and too bad for Seto, give people these dang vaccines. But the African birth rate means that Africa will be all black again. Uh oh.
mm.
Uh oh. Because the youth are starting to know that those are all the lies you told that you guys, those are your lands, those are lies.
Mhm,
All of North Africa was black. All of it. Even Israel was black. And since you don't
mhm,
have the numbers and the babies demographically, those lands are going to be taken back by African people. And it's going to be vicious because you people have been vicious, slave Africans, treat Africans like shit. And so when your numbers go completely bad, it's like the guy in Tunisia talking about they want to turn this into an African land, get these black people out of motherfucker. That was an African land. You in Africa, the hell are you talking about? Are you insane? Because you Arabs came in the 6th century? That isn't Africa. About you, they try to change the demographics of Tunisia. Tunisia is where Carthage was at. You damn no good Arab. That's what Tunisia. Tunisia was the African Carthage Empire with Hannibal,
mm,
African general. Not no
mm.
Arab. You don't even. You are trespassing on African land. But I dare you got to tell Africans how dare these Africans try to change your demographics. You people change the demographics of North Africa. And guess what? Everything happens in cycles. Africans lost it. Africans are going to get all of it back. That's what you're scared about. I would say, oh, you trying to change the demographics of Tunisia. You're trying to change it to black people. This is Africa, moron. The continent is actually named after the people who are African. It's not named Arab, Ken. It's named African. Not Arabica. Okay? The continent is named Africa. It was named after the people that actually the Afrik tribe. It's not named Arabica. It's named Africa.
Yeah, Arabic. True.
And we don't mind. I don't want you to call yourself African. I'm offended. But the white people know they're trying to claim land in South Africa. They're trying to call themselves African. We're Afrikaners, making up new names. What the hell's an Afrikaner? You're not no African. Because they know eventually the Africans are going to sweep their ass up out of there.
Mm.
Africana. What is that? Made up ass. You're a European. You ain't no Africana. I'm Africana. What is that? Some shit you made up. You Arabs don't even try to make up a fake name. You say you're not African. I agree. I know you're not. I know.
Yeah. I also tell them the same. And who called you that? If there is anybody who's calling you African, that's the stupid person.
Mhm.
Nobody's calling you that. So I don't know who calls them that anyway.
Nobody does. They don't like to call. They don't call some Africans. Of course not, because they know they're not. But they want to tell you they've been there. We've been here. No, you're not. You came in the 6th century. You invaded those lands. They want to erase history. Talking about they always been there. You have not always been there. You know. So that's why I tell people. That's why Russia. They say, why are the Russians helping the Africans? Why they need? Because the Russians are going to need African bodies. family, they're Democrats. See, this is their little secret. Let me cut out the bag. White people are dying off the planet. Okay? It's just they're so barbaric and warmongering. Russia will need the African man to help fight its wars. So Russia is saying, well, why not help them now, get free of the West, and then eventually, when we need them, Africans always being nice, kind, they'll come back and help us fight when we're getting invaded 20, 30 years from now, when we don't have the numbers to defend Russia. Okay? That's what everybody needs to realize. That's, and you can look at the demographics of Africa. Africa's what? Young kids. Everybody's young in Africa. The average age in Africa, what is 20, 25, 18, 19? That's the demographics. Ugh, I'm going to take my ass to sleep. It's still 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Shit. But demographically, it doesn't work. The Chinese are dying. The Japanese are dying. You know the only people not dying? It's called the African. And if you go look this up, go look up the demographics of every place but Africa. Everybody's dying. Yeah, they never colonized African land. Exactly right. The fact is, when they did help the Africans, the corrupt bastards wanted to go right back to Europe. When Russia helped free the Africans in the 1960s, and the Russians said, no, you can't be corrupt. They said, well, fuck you. We go back to the same people that enslaved us and colonized us because these puppet ass Negroes wanted to get money. They wanted to remember Russia had left the continent and left it alone because these bum ass niggas went right back to the same people that colonized they stupid asses because they wanted to have money. The damn 70s, these other moronic ass bastards. I went to European. I want money. I'm stupid. I don't know how to do no job. I need the money. I'm a leader. I'm a leader of an African country. I need the money. So all these morons right back to the same people that enslaved they stupid asses. And that's what he had. Putin was saying that because he said Russia helped you get free in the 60s, and you dumb niggas went right back to the same colonial powers that enslaved your stupid asses. And that's what they did. These leaders, because they want money. I want the money. I don't got your money. If I be corrupt, you give me money. You give me money. Has anybody seen that video on TikTok? It went viral. Showed how stupid these Nigerians and Ghanaians, how they go crazy over white people. And you had to have Putin tell these dumb niggas again, we're not your God, stupid. You guys still tell African people stupid shit. You had Putin remember when Ibrahim Traore took over Bikini Faso and almost up there at that Russian summit? He said your problem still is Africa. You see white people as God. They still tell them and haven't changed that in their curriculum. Have not changed the education system because the other white man that controls them told them, you bet not ever change that school system. You better say white people taught you King Leopold is a good man, Gandhi's your friend, all these crazy lies, right? So you had a grown ass man and Putin telling these other puppet niggas, you need to start teaching your people we're not your God. You can look that up. Settle can look that up on YouTube. He's lecturing these dumbass niggas from Africa. Tell your people, stupid, we're not gods and we're not your God. Because these morons in Africa still see white people as their gods. So you have Putin being honest. Teach your people we're not your gods. But that didn't benefit these puppet ass niggas. Because they went back to the West to get money from the resources that the Europeans were stealing out of Africa, but they was not benefiting their people. They were getting their little side, their little bit of the money, while the Europeans were stealing everything out of Africa. And Russia let Africa, Russia let Africa alone for like 40 years, at least 35 years. They said, fuck it. These dumb niggas went right back to the same people we helped get them free from. They're like, Jesus Christ. Because Russia didn't have the money to give them, Russia didn't need the resources because they got them themselves. And Russia didn't have the money. It's not wealthy like the United States. It couldn't keep these puppets and give them money and make their families wealthy. Russia don't got no money like that. They're like, well, fuck that. I fuck these Russians then. I'm going right to the West. I give me some money. I give me some money. Give me some money. I give me money. I give money. Give me money. What? Give me money. So, all these puppet ass niggas went right back to the same people who colonized them, who enslaved them. And the African people, since they don't know they don't know they damn leaders are fucking wicked as shit. All this, there's not one African leader who's not corrupt, fucked up, wicked, bought, and paid for. Not one. Last one you had, they murdered him. John Magufuli, they murdered his ass in Tanzania. They got rid of him. They murdered his ass. Get your ass out of here. Do what you're told to do. You think it's acting all these leaders in Africa bad and fucked up, stupid? It's thieves. Everybody in Africa is the leader's a millionaire. Ain't made shit. Everybody in Africa, Stanley, Kagame, Ramaphosa, Tinubu, they all millionaires, ain't made a goddamn thing. Ain't made nothing, ain't invented shit, ain't created no business, but they all millionaires for being a president. Only in Africa, how the fuck you a president? You're a millionaire. Well, I've been stealing. Yeah, of course, you've been stealing. In your salary. Let me see, what's the president's salary in Uganda? Let me see what this is. Let me see. Yeah, Google. Let me see what this is. It ain't enough to make you no millionaire. Look at that. Let me see this real quick. Yeah, let me see. What is the annual salary of a Ugandan president?
Hey.
See what this shit is. Damn, more than anybody else. This motherfucker make more than the United States. Can you imagine this nutty ass president of Uganda, poor country, salary almost as much as the president of the United States, but only $183,000. He's a multi-millionaire. How's that possible? Yeah.
I'm gonna charge you.
So it's 183.
Kandi nkugamba tugenda lwaki obaatuleera obupaka
So it's $183,000 a year, which is still too much, right? But he's a multi-millionaire. What is the annual salary of Kagame is? He's worth $500 million. What is the annual salary of the Rwandan president? 85,000. So he makes less than me, but he's average annual salary is $85,000 a year, but Kagame's worth $500 million. So Museveni makes $100,000 more than goddamn more than Kagame. Kagame's supposed to make $85,000 a year, but he's worth $500 million. How's that possible?
Kitegeera.
ng'aliika
What you
Kagame
guys looking up?
the
We are
average
googling this Kagame star
average salary.
average salary.
Where it's the not the
The,
average, it's the yearly salary. And
That one Uganda shillings.
hey, 322 million per year.
Uganda shillings. Maybe in US dollars.
In US, that is 35
US
million.
dollars is like well, US dollars, Museveni makes like 183,000 dollars a year. So which is high for a poor country. That don't make any sense. But he's supposed to be at least around the same amount as damn Kagame, 85,000. That would seem normal. But they still wouldn't be multi-millionaires off these salaries.
Mm.
See, Kagame's worth $500 million. How? He only gets paid $85,000 a year, which is less than I make. I'm not no fucking multi-millionaire. I'm not worth $500 million. so, so how the hell is he worth $500 million? And this Negro makes less than me. make it make sense. Help me out. Make it make sense. All these damn leaders, because the Europeans put them in power, give them
Mm.
money, and they steal from the countries. You get it? That's why. That's
Mm.
why. All these presidents are rich. They ain't never made shit. They never built shit. They never done shit. But everybody's a millionaire. Everybody's a millionaire. Like Putin said, how's everybody a fucking millionaire? You guys ain't never built nothing. What have you built? I built that. I stole the presidency. The white man put. What have you created then? Oh, nothing. What have you invented? Have you invented something? You invented just invented anything. A new toaster. Did you invent a fork? What'd you invent? I haven't invented nothing. But misery and despair for my people. That's what I invented.
Mm-hmm. True.
That's what I invented. So, so you got Putin telling grown ass puppets, you gotta teach your people we're not gods. Imagine that. Got a real leader telling these morons you haven't taken down your own educational system with black people. Imagine how honest that is. Imagine you sitting as a grown ass man and another man is telling you, tell your people we're not gods.
And so good.
You know what kind of failure you gotta be?
Looks the same.
What kind of failure you gotta be as a leader? And another leader tells you, tell your people that white people are not gods.
Mm.
Mhm.
Pull that up for me. You got your computer. You so to pull up on YouTube. Say Putin tells African leaders we're not gods. White people are not gods.
Hmm?
Imagine somebody to tell you some shit like that. Tell your people we're not gods.
Tell your people we are not God.
Say President Putin tells African people we're not gods. See, that's what he told these dumbass leaders. He never tore down these fucked up educational systems. Tell your people we're not your God. The average people, the white man's my God. The white
Right.
man, oh, the white man. Look at the Mzungu. Mzungu. I want to know. Look at them Mzungu next to me, Maria. The Mzungu. Mzungu. Touch me, Mzungu. There's some Mzungus like Jesus. Mzungu. It's like in Kenya, they run around that Mzungu in that car. Oh, he's Jesus. He's the Lord, Maria. He's the Lord. He's the Lord. He's Jesus.
Mhm.
You find it? You found it, Cento? They might took it down.
On YouTube, we cannot find it.
See? Probably gone. They probably took it down. There's too much truth. I'll find it later on and share it with you. I sure I'll find it somewhere. It's some it ain't
Okay.
taken down everywhere. We told you tell these Africans we're not your gods. White
Mm.
people are not your gods. Imagine a leader had to tell you this shit. White man,
50%
these
Africans there.
Africans were not your gods. Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Let me see. Putin tells Africans we're not your gods. There it is.
Network.
Yeah. Putin was enough supplies six African countries.
White people who said blacks are not chosen people. Jesus wasn't a white, we know. Mm.
Okay, I think you're right. I think they took it off. Um,
Mm.
It's so bad. It's so bad. These dudes are so bad. Nobody respects these Negroes. It's so everybody knows they're puppets. No one cares. They look. They get spit on. Remember they went to Ukraine. Please stop the war. The Ukraine and say, "Hey, all you dirty niggas, get out of here. You too stupid. Don't bring your ass back here. Don't come tell us about stopping no war. Get your ass out of here." It was so disrespectful. I'm like, God damn. You black people don't even know how to manage a country. Get out of here. Don't try to tell us about no stopping no war. Get your ass out of here.
Hmm.
Remember that it was Ramaphosa and a bunch of African leaders went to Ukraine talking about we need the grains to keep going and stop the war. And the Ukrainians refused to even see him. Say, "You goofy niggas, get out of here. You too dumb. You too
That's
dumb.
sound.
You too dumb to even know what war is about. Don't come telling you morons." It's like, God damn. It was some over the top disrespect. You morons. Don't come try to tell you idiots. Don't try to come tell us about no war and how things work. You don't know how to shit. You don't. What do you? They were talking about this. They ain't do no church. What do you Africans even make? What have you built? Get out and try to tell us about no damn about sophisticated shit. Get out of here. It was so disrespectful.
No.
Mm.
That was,
It went on.
let me see. But that was early. That was early this year. So Ukrainian government tells the Africans to go away. They need your help.
Nagenda tuki.
Ukrainian government tells the Africans
Nasi ndafumbira
help.
ndabira
Russian Putin told by South African. Yeah, there you go. That's it. I knew it was headed by Ramaphosa. And the damn Ukrainian said, "Go away, moron."
watu kama basi.
Nilirunga tu. Mhm. So, I don't know. I don't know whether Africa can reach that time. Uh, Scott said that we need 100 years to overcome all this for the entire world to be black people. That's true.
The reason why the entire world is not black people are sleeping anyhow with the anyone anyhow.
Mhm. So we need to have
Imagine
a.
that we have those mulattoes here because the colonialists were sleeping, the slave masters, the colonialists were sleeping around with the indigenous women.
Most of them go first.
Oh yeah, most of them were forced at that time. But gye bukoma bulaga
Mm,
bakyuka buli kaseera.
mm,
Ekitegeeza unless
mm,
they marry someone outside Africa bajja kufuuka ba black abaana baabwe.
mm.
They can
The
beddayo.
entire Wazungu, the process will come back to African.
And I feel it can't. Kisoboka. Abantu bajja kuba eliminated naawe be bakenyine be bajja okwewandagaza.
was and the one of the weaknesses we have in Africa is actually it is a church, church.
Church, I know, religion. And
Really,
first of all, religion itself brings that inferiority
yeah.
that a lot of people kati ate bali bantu ba Yesu mamuli
Mm.
biki. Otegera.
And when
Kyovola abaana, all young children in Africa are attracted to whites.
mm,
When they see white people, they see a good thing. That one is usually categorized with Jesus. Nothing more. There is no connect. Children just African young children likes looking at whites because the picture they have about Jesus is the same color with those people.
they see,
That is the only thing. Tewali kirala. Balabira ddala ennimi. Nothing else. So kati abazungu baba balowooza nti bo baakabi nnyo balimba.
and for me, I used to see in churches whenever someone is a white, and we used to have, like I told you, those German men, people from Latin, from Italy. The guys, normal guys, they weren't even religious people.
Mm.
But whenever they could come at our school and we go to church, that I studied in missionary schools.
Mm.
So what happened? Bana bantu babatuuza maaso, they sit in front for you just because they are white.
Anti
There is a way they respect. No, no, no. They even one time they reached an extent of sitting with the priests. They sit, yeah,
N'abapristi balaba balina ennemba.
for me, I used to see these things when I was even a little, and I was like, looking at those people. How can you make someone just because he's a white?
Tamanyi na
Watch
ddiini
together. That's
tamanyi.
how, and actually, that's how religion has been exposed among some
Who are smart to
Africans. Watch together.
understand. Mm.
I'm like, my mom, mama wange
Oh,
olwo
leka mama.
ajja kugamba kiki ky'otegeeza.
Leka mama.
So that is it. And if at all Africans can now go back to the norms,
Singa
if
nateekako
parents,
n'enfumba
if we
akatogo
still
k'ebikamuoko. Tokamise. Nanafuye. Mm.
So if at all we can have our family structure like we had it, like when we were growing up,
Mm.
you grew up in a family where there is your granny, there is your dad, your mom, your uncles, in an extended family.
Mm.
Everyone in a family has a responsibility. Buli
Mm.
omu alina ekyokusomesa, has to teach you something. Your
Mm.
granny will tell you about a certain thing according to his or her experience in life.
Mm.
Okitegeera? Your brothers will have to, your uncles, but the nuclear family system we have today, most people, I won't say that settling or being in urban centers is bad, okay?
Mm.
But what comes along with nuclear family system,
Mm.
okimanyi ekintu ekyokwega ekya sex, it wasn't something that was so public, it was so secretive.
Mm.
Naye nowadays osanga omukazi nga yeebase nga balina room egi emu katengere nakulayo gyenali kati niyawulawo ekisenge neddiiro, kitegeera,
Bagenda
yeekala
kugamba
kati omwana
tewali.
awulira ali wansi, kitegeera, and those kids don't sleep. Tokikolanga naye mbasiriivu. That is how culture has been abused. That is how culture has
And
been
because nowadays stereotypes in films zikulaga abantu bepicha stuff.
publicly.
Ate nga mumufiika omuntu akyasinza okubeera wild nga kintu tutuuse ku kintu ekyo.
Africans, they're wild everywhere.
Kwekyo ekintu bo basukka n'abazungu bakimanyi. Kyobola bagamba omulimu gwabwe gwokka guba gwakwepita. Former president owa USA, Trump, is the one who used to say that. Neki French president,
Macron.
Macron. naye bakyogera mbu emirimu gyaffe gyakwekwica.
What should we do?
What should you do? How can you ask such a thing? Shh. Ah. But what should we do? What do
Yeah.
you want to do?
Putin also produced a portrait of Jesus that was clearly African, that came out of Russian Orthodox. Check it.
Mm.
Hey, I'm seeing Putin. This is my view over
Putin
Putin.
naye abashipinga abafirika oga
Yeah,
indirectly.
that guy and China, however much China it is, Bagamba, it is a colony of the British and USA. But
Eh.
this guy wants sympathy from Africans.
Yeah, Auntie, this is what I said last time. He wants to, first of all, he wants Africans to accept him. He doesn't want to Okulagambu is coming with the force. Mentally, he wants to show Africans that I'm on your side. Who is that who's trying to bring bullshit? I'm here to die for you. But he's also coming for the same
For
intentions that these
exploitation,
other
yeah.
people are coming here. But for him, he wants to gain sympathy in the first
Bamuwulire
place.
Kisabambi Putin.
Putin is with us, and you
Yeah.
can see the Malema chasing. But this Malema is also a stupid man. Dude is stupid. My obwongo butebukola bulungi. Nze mulanga omuntu ali psycho.
Psychopath.
That's Malema. I'm sorry, my mind tells me yes. Your guy, I think, is a psycho. But he needs one. Has a mental issue.
I read
Kubanga.
the article when he said that what the Russians are all friends.
Russians,
Don't-
Africans, friends. You are coming here, Africans, friends. That
It was like the Russians did not exploit Africa,
he
so they
does
are friends.
even doesn't know stuff. Nenga Russians nabo even don't. I think the Africans are falling for Russians because Russians know where to touch. I always think this is like the same thing I was saying that the Chinas have come. mm, Chinese have come. They have also come with their different form. And the US has been in Africa for some time. Check it out. But US's existence in Africa has been in the shadows. Check it out. It has been giving. It says it has given aid. Well,
You
let's not
say
talk about aid because itself it claims to provide the aid, US aid, like you say, and other things. But there are things that have not been tangible. You cannot hold the microphone right now and move in the rural areas of Africa and ask, "What has America done? Has America given you aid?" Well, so we did not see which aid. But the moment you ask Chinese, they'll say, the other road was
it's for the
constructed by the
Chinese.
Chinese. Chinese did not construct anything actually. So, but people believe that now that is the tactic that China used. And now the Russia also using another one. America has always been aiming at America has been aiming a lot at on the human rights
And your
NGOs that are fighting human rights stuff as they are behind the doors trying to exploit and stuff like that. Their front pages have been about human rights a lot that even people have not felt that because it has failed actually to accomplish that mission. China has come and practically done its shit. Even though the roads are not going to last for 10 years, China has built them. People are seeing the roads. And now Russia comes in the picture. And then British is still in existence. For it, usually it changes its faces. The United Kingdom usually changes the face. They change their face today. They're having this other face, and the next time they're having another face. Because actually they had the colonies, so most of the people even are working on their behalf. I must say that. So the divide, the control, the exploitation of Africa as a whole has shareholders. You cannot say China is solemnly belonging to the US. There's still a share of United Kingdom in this whole in the same country, which we still have the same share. So it is people having shareholders. Like recently, we saw the story of this businessman we spoke about last time who was exploiting Congo, and of course the current president Biden came out and wanted to arrest this guy, but Putin came and again gave him his own lawyer to fight the case. These are all two people in the US. One is the former president, one is the current president in the US. But how come they were pulling ropes about this particular individual? Together, this big businessman is not working for Biden, but he is still working for Putin's party. So, Keith, allow us end here,
I'm
and
going to sleep, huh? What happened?
let's go and get something to eat.
Okay, go get something to eat. I'm going back to sleep.
All right, we are going to cook. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you so
good
much, Keith.
luck on your crickets.
Sorry?
Good luck on your cricket eating shit. You guys are probably going to eat crickets and all that kind of weird stuff. Grass.
Mm.
Ugh. Shit.
What do I call cricket? What grasshopper?
I'll talk to you guys later. Good night. I got to go to sleep. Shit.
All right, please do, please do.
Much love, guys. Oh, remember Monday, you guys, is a paid holiday. So, Monday is Christmas. So, of course, you guys don't work Monday. Just make sure you're off Monday. Go celebrate Christmas with your mama, Santo. You can pray to white Jesus. Oh, my son is back home. Yes, Santo. Okay. Who's that, mama? You know that is, boy. That's white Jesus. He's the Lord. Much love, guys. Much love.
All right. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, guys. Thank you, family, for those who have been watching us today. Well, it is still morning, but of course, it is a half past 11 a.m. here in Kampala. Of course, that is East African time. Mm. Anyway, we hope to see you guys yet on a second episode of this segment. That will be in the coming
Hours.
hours. It has been me, Africa Maria, from Kampala, Uganda, with my colleague INNOSSETU. We say kwaheri, bye bye, see you then.